Footy finals just around the corner, boys. We are back here on the Esky after what's been close to a month. A bit of man flu.
Oh, maybe even a bit longer than that. It's been a while.
Mate,
It's been good.
It is the time of the year, isn't it? But we have cricket in August. The summer of cricket has started. We're up Shit Creek, aren't we? 2 days in up there in Darwin. We'll see if the Aussies can turn it around. But Bangladesh well on top after 2 days of cricket up there. We're a couple of weeks away from the AFL finals. We're less than 4 weeks away from the start of the NRL. LeBron, he's a sixer. It got announced close to a couple of weeks ago, but a lot of speculation in the NBA as to where he would end up. We haven't potted yet, so we'll have to talk about that. We'll have to talk about the NFL preseason. We got the first look at Fernando Mendoza and preseason games coming through, Hall of Fame. Plenty of stuff to talk about in August from an NFL standpoint. We've got UFC 330, Makhachev versus Machado Gary, upcoming F1. Plenty to talk about, as always, here on the Esky. Aussie Sports Podcast. We like our Aussie sports. We like our US sport. On YouTube, we have timestamps so you can skip to the sports that you like or just check out the whole thing. If you're here for the first time, please hit that subscribe button. We do have social media, Instagram, Facebook, etc. We like to start the show by shouting a beer to commend outstanding effort in the sporting world. Shauno, how are you? Good to see you.
Yeah.
Feels like it's been a while. Who you got?
Yes. Shouting out a relative, Jared Berry did play his 200th last week against the Hawks after a bit of a tough week. So they did get the win there, a big win after a impressive loss to the Blues the week before. So yeah. So shouting out Jared Berry.
Podcasting.
To get to his 200th. So pretty impressive there. So we'll talk about Fags and his records in the AFL section coming up for tomorrow. But yeah, that win was a big one to take the most wins there by a Lions coach for him. So pretty impressive. Jared.
Congrats, Jared. Obviously, tough week on a personal level in the family. So awesome to go out there on a milestone game and go out and get the win and play well. Monks, who have you got, mate? This is a Games related one.
Com Games, yeah. So we were just chatting a little bit before. Went a little bit under the radar, the Com Game this year. But yeah, I'm going to shout Lachlan Kennedy a beer for, even though he didn't get gold, he broke the Oceania area record for the 100 metres, running in at 9.85, just breaking Patrick Johnson's record there from 2003. Yeah, so props to him. I think
they got silver, of course. So.
He did get silver. It was beat out by Emmanuel Ezemi from Cameroon, I think it was.
Sure, let's go with that pronunciation.
Sure. Yeah. Who he himself ran a 9.83, so very tight finish there.
On a wet track in Glasgow as well, to go out there and beat a 23-year-old Australian record. Pretty impressive from the... I was about to say young bloke. He's actually sort of in his prime now, but it means heading into LA, him and a healthy Gout.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a pretty good showing overall in the athletics. It was pretty good. Yeah. Well, we won the 4x100, so that's a huge medal.
So he did get his gold, which
he did get a gold. So yeah.
I was thinking it's a bit stiff. We win 70-odd golds and we shout the bloke for silver, but obviously a blue ribbon event and beating a 23-year-old Australian record on a wet track is incredible.
Is impressive.
Yeah. So, Australian sprinting's in a good place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Australian athletics, Australian sport in general, because we may as well just quickly cover it now. It did seem like it flew a little bit under the radar. I think maybe coming straight off the World Cup and you know the games that were meant to be in Australia that ended up in Scotland.
What could have been
only a few years' notice. Thanks, Dan Andrews.
Exactly, 70 goals. 40 more than the next. Then Great Britain. So
over there too.
And imagine if it was here in front of a home crowd.
Might have been 100. You've seen and you'd love this as the resident Queensland nuffy. But if the Australian states were countries at the Commonwealth Games, Queensland would have come second. And New South Wales fourth or something. It was you could split us up as the old states and still kill it. So an incredible showing and looking good. 2 years out from the Olympics, coming off of red hot Paris in 2024.
Yeah, of course, it's going to be very different when you add the likes of the USA into that conversation. But it's good to have been so far out front in this competition.
Yeah, Monk's got the medal tally there.
Yeah,
what do we finish? 70 gold, 45 silver, 56 bronze. England second with 29 gold. So we had, what's that, 40 gold, 41 golds more and 60 odd medals more than them. So absolute domination.
I think I was looking at this trying to work it out. I think it was the next I'll do it, 6 or 7 countries that we had more golds of if you added them up.
Combined.
So yeah, very dominant Commonwealth Games for us.
Mass lad, I'll take your word for it. I reckon it might be 4, but anyways, it is domination. And yeah, look, maybe potentially slightly under the radar in terms of broadcasting and whatnot down here and hype. Hard to come off the World Cup.
Yeah.
Shout out to Spain. Haven't spoken about it since.
No, yeah.
We'll transition into you, Peppy.
Well, yeah, I was going
to
talk some round ball. Lucas Harrington, the deal has been done. There's been a lot of speculation as to where the Australian youngster would end up, but he has agreed to a 5-year deal at the newly promoted Hull City Tigers. Transferred over from Colorado Rapids. He was only there 8 months, I think, in the MLS for a record fee for an Australian player, £17 million, 33 million AUDs, which overtakes the previous record set by Hadi Suter when he went over to Leicester for £15 million, so breaks that by £2 million. You guys see the sell-on clause that Brisbane Roar fumbled the bag on in this?
Yep.
I have not actually.
Yeah, okay. So
news to me.
They had.
I assume that they missed out on a huge transfer fee.
Yeah, that's right.
Someone couldn't do their maths in Brisbane Roar.
I think they had a sell-on clause of 15%.
Okay.
And they sold it for, I want to say $500,000 off the top of my head.
He's like, oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, see if you can find it. But
Yes.
they missed out on a lot.
Yeah, I can already tell quick math on that. Yes, they missed out on a lot.
Yeah. But look, that's testament to how much he's developed from a guy that a lot of people probably hadn't heard of unless you're diehard soccer fans.
Well, a bunch of the soccer
6 months ago.
Yeah, got good deals out of the World Cup. So
Yeah.
I think it was a good showing from them to see their growth into the international, overseas game, I guess, for us.
Well, how many of them are going to be in their prime as well in 2030? He's going to be only 22. He might not even be as in his prime, but a lot of the guys that came along,
Yeah, we had a super young squad, I think.
Yeah.
The average age was like 22, 23 or something.
Yeah, so all those 22, 23-year-olds are going to be, 26 and in their prime. So, not a bad showing from us at the World Cup. And poor Lucas, taking a penalty in that Egypt game as an 18-year-old. He's obviously got big cojones.
It was 20%.
20%, there you go. So 20%, but they sold it for $530.
$530,
yeah.
So they would have netted what's 20% of 33 million? It's a bit.
Yeah,
$6 million.
$6 million, yep.
Yeah, fumbled the bag there.
Just a little bit.
Anyways, the shout of beers for Lucas, and obviously he's got a bright future ahead of him, and that's he's their biggest signing as well. So there had been talks as well about going to really big clubs in Europe. I think for him and his career development, that's actually perfect to go to a place where he's going to be a key piece and be a starter, rather than going to ride the bench at a Barcelona or a Liverpool or some of the other clubs that he had been linked to. Probably the best thing for him to be getting lots of minutes as an 18-year-old.
Exactly, minutes. I think minutes is super important. You're exactly right.
We're going to keep soccer theme in terms of the mop, and we had alluded to the World Cup, and I thought it actually worked out okay from a 48 team perspective. I had sort of some reservations leading into it, but I thought the knockout stage was awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of football. Yeah, and then we got into the knockout stage, and we got all the good matchups you can imagine. All the big teams were there, and they all played really well. So I think for a product that you're trying to sell, it was excellent.
Trying to sell maybe is the key words there. So we've got the story up here from a week or two ago. FIFA scraps World Cup sell-off plans after global backlash. There had been a lot of speculation that Infantino's led FIFA was going to sell the World Cup.
Yes.
Sean, run us through. What
the
hell's going on with this?
Well, that exactly was the plan. They saw how well they'd done in in America, their hydration breaks were excellent. So they're like, hey, how can we make more money? Let's privatize. So it's essentially how do we sell to all the big investors to invest in this product for something that comes around every 4 years. And if they're asking, what were they trying to raise 4.2
billion US.
Yeah, $4 billion. So, considering some of the teams we're going to talk about that have sold recently, that's pocket change for some of these
Yeah, that's
blokes.
right. Yes. Someone could buy the World Cup.
But it very quickly came out that it's just like, hey, the World Cup is like an international event of like all the various organizations get together. It's not something that should be sellable. So they all essentially started to say, well, we're going to boycott. And I think it's UEFA being the European side of that was the big one. It's like, hey, if you're not going to turn up to the tournament, then the tournament's essentially dead.
Yep.
So
if UEFA's out, there is no World Cup.
Yeah. And then if with them kind of saying they're going to pull out, everyone else is going to be like, well, we're the same. If you're going to sell it, we're not going to come.
Yep.
Which is, comes back to the point of like why they scrapped it was for that reason. It's like, we can't sell a product if there's no international teams that are going to come along. They are definitely talking about increasing it from 48 teams.
Yeah, 64.
So the 64. So
watch this space.
Watch this space, because they definitely want to capitalize on the fact that football is a massive seller. But also, I guess it's restricted into certain areas based on the leagues, because they've tried creating the Super League, didn't really work out. So best players, best teams, kind of thinking, kind of gets to the point of the World Cup. So you get all those big, awesome matchups you want, but it only happens every 4 years. So how do we kind of like grow that, sell it, make money? So they definitely want to do something in this space. FIFA not afraid of any little bit of corruption, so we'll see what happens. Allegedly.
I think you don't even have to say alleged anymore, do you?
I think
like in the Sepp Blatter days, you might have had to throw that word out there, but it's just in your face.
Who was
now.
that FIFA president that did get booted out for corruption? Was actually saying that this was a bad idea. So
Sepp Blatter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was he
he was saying. I think it was around the red card debacle.
Yeah, well, I think there was a lot of
the only corruption is
plans,
when I'm not involved. That guy,
So there was definitely a lot of opposition to this, and I think it was pretty mop worthy in the fact that it wasn't consulted or anything like that. It was just straight up, hey, we're thinking about selling, and everyone's just like, what the fuck?
The Pfizer World Cup.
Exactly. So
yeah, well, I'm glad that UEFA stepped in. Good old Jeffrey Boycott there, and it's not getting privatised anytime soon. But good chance that we've seen the one and only 48-team World Cup, and we'll know in the next 6 months, because the qualification process will start up again.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be like a 2030 thing, or maybe it's 2034.
Yeah, maybe they're looking
but
8 years ahead.
It's still potential that they could make that decision, because I would assume they've announced the Spain, Portugal, and Morocco are hosting the next one. So I don't think they would then turn around and tell them that it's going to be a 64 team, because then they have to build all the extra infrastructure, which they wouldn't have bid on. It's because their bid goes in about what the plan is. So I would have thought it might be one of the ones that maybe not announced, because I don't think the one after that's been announced yet.
It says there that Accelerate, and it is an article from 2 weeks ago, but FIFA advances plan for 64-team World Cup.
But does it say for what year is what because I definitely think they want to do it, of course. More games, more TV, more ads, etc.
Aiming for a decision by August 14th.
Find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
It would make sense for the next World Cup being sort of located
spread out
across the Atlantic, I guess. Like you can have like a regional sort of base for your group stages, and then I don't know, move into a more centralized spot as you get to the knockout round. So
okay, they did. In that article, I'll throw it up there. They have said 64 teams, starting with the 2030 edition. So they've obviously, they probably went to Spain and said, hey, those three, can you guys cater for this amount? If so, maybe we'll do a 64 team for 2030.
And it looks like we're going to find out this weekend.
Yep.
FIFA decision is scheduled to follow August 14 prior to the full analysis being September 11. So maybe in the next month we're going to know.
Yep.
Because presumably you have to start planning for that soon.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're going to have to build hotels, more stadiums and the like to be able to facilitate for it, then exactly.
Well, mop to FIFA for being corrupt. I think that's well and truly deserved, and maybe doesn't need a legend anymore, does it?
Yes.
All right. Let's start off with some NRL.
Yeah, it might be ranty time.
I know you're over it. You're over some of the refereeing decisions.
I'm over the NRL. Let's put it.
Okay,
let's
well,
put it out there.
There we go.
And
Why are you over it, mate? Why are you sick of the NRL?
Well, I think, and we've been referring to it as the NRL bullshit. Just
We?
I have fun.
The forward pass from a month ago.
I thought a few Dragons fans.
I was calling that NRL bullshit.
And the week after, I think you guys have been on the wrong end of some bullshit this year. And last night, DC knocks on clear as day, and they still award the try. I don't know what's going on with the bunker. I think the bunker has gone backwards significantly.
Yep, agreed.
But
cut funding.
Well, I don't think they have. That's the thing. So I wanted to bring up a whole bunch of interesting stuff that's kind of been coming out in the recent weeks that have led to a whole bunch of different kind of conversations about the NRL just doing different bullshit, and I guess how it makes it hard on the fan to actually enjoy the game. Because the main thing I've noticed, for the longest time in the NRL, it's always been grey area, always been problems. But during the week, it'd be like, oh, that shouldn't have been a knock on, or they missed that forward pass, etc. Almost every round this week, it's been, we shouldn't have given that try. That try we shouldn't have been allowed. And that thing directly results in differences in the results. Like, it's deciding games. And it's probably the worst season I've seen for that kind of level of mistakes, a lot of it from the bunker. But it has been dreadful in that regards.
Or the bunker being handcuffed in not being able to rule on
because referees have missed things. Yes,
well, or on things like forward passes because there's a blanket rule that the bunker can't rule on a forward pass.
Yeah, well, I think the referee. I'm going to make a point of the pace of the game is actually making it harder on the referees to enforce the rules is making it challenging. So I'm got a bunch of things I want to throw in your directions and give me your thoughts and opinions. I wanted to start off with the great work from the Rugby League eye test. He's been tracking the set restarts. So we talked about at the start of the year how it had been 60% increase in set restarts. And then round 13 coincides with State of Origin, rule change. So the set restarts plummeted. It's dropped by 30%.
That on that left graph.
Yeah, so that's that left
State
graph.
of Origin, is it?
Yeah, so round 13 lines up exactly with State of Origin.
Yeah, right.
That the set restarts have gone down. So I've been interested to monitor and see how set restarts increase in that. And it hasn't post Origin in this 21, 22, 23, it hasn't really increased that much. Caveat that Penrith Roosters game last night had 15, the second most this season. Right, yeah. So that is a big point in there. So that you can see the average resets the start of the year here, which they won't see there.
Yeah, can you scroll it up a little to get our ugly mugs out of the way?
I can just scroll it a little bit, but we're skipping ahead. But you can see that 8.8 number. So round 13 was, of course, significantly higher than any of the other rounds besides 2021. 2021 is a big outlier. Because I think it was the second year, but it was also the first year with set restarts post kind of an interrupted COVID year. So it's like when we really got the full implementation of the rules. So it was massive there and they carried all the way through. So it kind of has come back. It hasn't kind of met that margin in previous years, but it is still significant.
Go back up to there. Can you give any sort of logical explanation as to why we've got such an outlier there in the blue in the first half of 2026 in 8.8? Like it's way ahead of anything else.
Yeah, they either really wanted to enforce a rule and then made a rule change around State of Origin to make the game good, so, or better, let's say. And then we're kind of got to wait and see how the rest of the season goes. And my concern is it ramps back up going into the final period. But like we've got to monitor it. What's interesting with this is points per round, significant outlier was those first 13 rounds, almost 50 points.
Points per game.
Points per game, yes. Yep. It has come back down kind of more into the marginal area. Overall average is still high like 2021. And again, this is a great article here from the Rugby League eye test. I recommend looking it out. That was kind of the reffing side of it and then their kind of impact. I want to talk, and I'm kind of trying to paint this picture of NRL bullshit. They're changing rules mid-season, and then how the game is reffed and how that kind of impacts it. But we're talking about changes of the job that we're asking the referees to do. And I'm, again, trying to paint this picture that it's making things more difficult for them. So what has this caused? Are big scores increasing? So on average, the 40-plus scores, not really.
That's surprising.
No, yeah, I think this stat is kind of not surprising. I think it's going to get up there, though, considering we've got this whole round and another 3 rounds to go.
Yeah.
And the average in there is probably
mid-40s.
Low 40s.
Low 40s.
Whereas I think
40s.
we might go maybe closer to 2024, but we could still blow out to what the 2021 number is. But it is not significant. What's significant is margins.
Yeah.
So again, 2021 was very high. I mean, there's 18, but they have the 25 plus margin or 40 margin is those numbers. And one score games.
The mean margin in 2021 was 18.
Yes.
Fuck, that's bigger than what I would have thought, eh?
Yeah.
So the percentage of 25 and 40 plus is these two. One score games, 21%. What's interesting, your one score games have increased every year following that rule set. But this year, which is decreased, but you're getting the 40 pluses are now getting closer to your 2021 range. So this is kind of breaking that trend of games actually being closer.
Yeah.
So we are seeing more points. Again, we had a really bad round last week where we had the 80-point game, for an example.
Yeah.
First time the clock's been beaten like 90 years or something. So
1935, it was the last time.
Yeah. So there is more points coming. And the pace of the game, the set restarts, it's definitely having some cause and effect to how the game I think has been reffed. And I think the pace is potentially causing issues. Possession is another thing.
Yeah, you can pile on.
They're gonna trial the kickoff rule change in the Dragons Eels game at the end of the season because it's not going to matter anything.
What are we doing? Leave it for preseason next year.
Yeah, but
you can't change that rule in the middle.
This is again they're changing rules in the middle of the season because
what if that's the game that's for the Dragons to try to avoid the spoon? And
they obviously don't think it matters. So so what the rule we're talking about is retaining possession. Rugby league is one of the few sports that after you score, you retain possession, you get the ball kicked back to you.
Yeah.
So this would be the opposite. You would then kick it off to your opposition.
You can choose, apparently, is what it is. What are you going to choose when you're down 40?
If you can choose, they're just going to choose.
Fuck
to
me,
retain
that's
possession
rugby league.
anyway.
That's rugby league.
No,
So-
the team that concedes can
concedes.
choose.
Can choose.
Yeah. So
Well, as if you wouldn't
want the
say,
ball,
I'd
mate.
want the ball. Yeah, of course I want the ball. Like,
Yeah.
it'll be an interesting test of
yeah.
that theory of how does that break momentum because we're seeing.
Is that confirmed that they're going to do that in the last round?
I'm pretty sure they've announced it.
I had seen them speculating that they were going to do it.
Yeah. Because they obviously see this change that margins are going up. Possession is a big part of that because as soon as you get the ball back, you get a set restart. You're up the other end and you're scoring points. Like that's how you score 80 points in a game. So they obviously think there is a problem there, and so they are looking at addressing it. So I want to continue into my NRL bullshit tracker.
Just made the full presentation.
Yeah, of course, bro. Of course. And what better? Let's talk some state of origin because
it all makes sense now. It all makes sense.
It all comes back.
okay, I'm going to use. I already had this set up, but I think it's a good point because we've been talking about the pinnacle.
Yeah, how many weeks have you been sitting on this for?
A little while. But it is as our Super Bowl essentially in this sport. This is the big pinnacle. Is a pinnacle. These are the things that they should not be getting wrong. And I'm kind of using that to hit my point home of this game is too hard to ref at the moment, and they make mistakes. I start here. Do you know what the 1-on-1 strip rule is?
If there's two guys in there during the raking motion, it can't happen, right?
Yes. You can't steal the ball from another player when there's more than one player affecting the tackle. The tackle is the key word here.
And it's when the strip starts, like when the player starts to strip, correct?
Yeah, it's in
because you can have two guys in, the other guy rolls off, and then you start.
So the drop off motion was the rule change for this year, which is I can't really find in the rule set anywhere, but I think they made that announcement. But as you can see here, Cameron Murray through the entire stripping of this motion is touching him, Cobbo, through the whole thing, and Cobbo
is he affecting the tackle?
Well, Cobbo's just been hitting the head. So he gets kneed in the head by Hudson Young, stays on the ground, is kind of already, on the ground. He'd given himself up. He comes across. So I would say this is affecting the tackle, pushing it down.
Potentially.
So, New South Wales in front here already 12-0. They score 2 sets later and it's 18-12. So this should have been penalty Queensland. Here's the rule set. They do only talk about...
Can the bunker intervene on that?
No, because it was 3 plays later. So, and Ashley Klein is... I think he's out of shot in here, but he's over here somewhere. But of course, misses this. So this is what I'm saying. The game's fast. This is happening quickly. Misses this. This is a clear miss. If you want the rule set on affecting the tackle, stealing from player, they're all here. I think it was in here somewhere. Stealing the ball, there's only one defender affecting the tackle. There's no definition of affecting the tackle in this rule book. So that is up for interpretation.
Should that be effect or affect?
I don't know.
I'm going to get the grammar police out here. I'm not really sure.
I'll scroll down there.
It's an NRL document.
Yeah, it's an NRL document. So, these potentially, disregard a try because it should have been Queensland ball here. And a pretty clear miss throughout the entire time that there is two
So do you
people
think
in
we're
the
asking too much of the referee now with set restarts and the pace of the game
100%.
to be able to actually intervene there?
Oh, this is a great one.
Yeah, look,
This was a fuck up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bitch more about the coverage because, again, we're talking about a NRL, an Origin game, Pinnacle, etc. Why are we still... I think on average they have 12 cameras and they use 3 cameras core on the game. Compared to a regular NFL game, it's 30, and for Super Bowl they use up 100. But they have
Is that just
12.
a funding thing?
Wow.
The NFL makes a lot more money than the NRL.
Yeah, but they're... Nine just bid how much billions of dollars?
Like
I'm pretty sure the cameras are a footnote on that.
They're not short of money.
On that cost.
No, that's
well, they haven't got that money yet.
Yeah, but this is a big miss. If you don't know, Bostek
pretty clearly
touches this ball and it goes forward. I'm happy to debate. Do you think it hit the Queenslander? And maybe is this a forward pass?
Yeah,
because it's funny.
We don't need to go down that rabbit hole again.
Because I thought it was hilarious that we bitched about, hopefully this doesn't happen in Origin for that Dragons thing. And then this happened. I was just like, oh my God, how foreshadowing.
Do you think Queensland lost because of this though?
Well, again, take another 2. I think this changed the game because it's 24-8 at this point. Again, if you take that last one, this game should be 12-8 at this point in the game. So we've just ruled out 2 tries for New South Wales. I think it fundamentally does change the game. I will say I don't think Queensland were good enough. They had too many errors. Their forward pack wasn't good enough. I think to say they were robbed, probably too hard. Were we robbed as the fans? Yes.
Potentially, yeah.
I think this game should have been probably 12-12 with 10 to go. And I'm going to lean out there and say maybe New South Wales with their forward pack probably gets down there, kicks a field goal, wins this game.
I think the point is though, even if 2 decisions don't swing a game here in this particular game, and it is the Pinnacle, you don't want the grand final, the State of Origin, where it is in the last 2 minutes, and something like this happens when it's even Stevens, and it literally comes down to that call.
Exactly.
You don't want that to happen.
Exactly.
And that's the fear watching the game at the moment.
This was deep enough in the game that it probably got swept on the rung, but I can understand why a lot of people would be annoyed with
Cameron
this
Smith
result.
was livid. Like post Origin, he couldn't even express how angry / disappointed he was with this particular call. And the fact they got always hard when you're on the winning side of it because you don't see Jack Buster probably touched the ball, but we were better. It is kind of the way that I felt.
Yeah. Like it only made the result better than what would have already been a win. That's right. I think they were going to win the game regardless. But it's you still a fair point because it's a clear miss on the biggest stage when they have how many cameras and you shouldn't be making.
Well, by all accounts, they don't have enough because I think what chipped me the most about this was someone either told Brad Fittler or he just said it himself that they used the corner post to clear this and said that the corner post, they've reviewed that and they cleared the touch.
I suppose that's it. Like everyone in the commentary box was saying that's a no try.
Yeah.
And then
I reckon someone at Nine's gone, we've fucked up. Brad, can you just say the corner post covered it?
We can see it. We can see it clearly, but we're not going to show it.
Yeah, this corner post, the camera's at ground level. We're trying to get this fucking angle.
The perfect angle.
Yeah. And this camera's not as good as the rest of them.
News there?
Yeah, what is that angle? Can you put that up on the screen as well?
Well, they didn't show this angle in fucking coverage. Of course they didn't. Because it was bullshit. Yeah. So, the NRL came out and said, I don't know why Brad was told that. I don't know whose idea that was to say, because it wasn't true. It didn't happen. They didn't use this camera. It was a complete fuck up. They missed it. So,
Yep.
that's that one. The Robert Toyer
That's
one.
that one.
Yeah. I'm interested
Next
in the Robert Toyer one because of the way they rule it. Because I think it's in both places.
What happened to the Toya one?
We'll have to scroll up a bit.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get there. Player catches the ball. It's within shall be deemed to be interfering with or attempting to interfere with the catcher.
An escort. Is that what we're talking about?
I will get there.
It's happened so long ago.
Right.
Sure, just fucking got his notepad out saying.
Yeah.
He's still fuming.
So the inside the 10, you're offside inside the 10.
Yeah.
Inside the 10. The intent of this rule is to protect the catchers from guys running down and yelling in their faces, etc., and trying to gain an advantage and drop the ball.
Yeah.
So what was interesting out of this was, I guess, the interpretation of how they applied the rule, which I think was overly gross, but also the rule book doesn't cover this situation in a very good way. And I was actually more interested in the way this broke down because I went back and looked at it all and I was just like, this is interesting way of how they did the rule set. But it's essentially, you can't gain an advantage or interfere with a player interfere with the catcher of the ball if you're inside the 10 meters. So first, of course, I went and checked if he was offside. So we're talking about Max Plath here.
Who is clearly offside.
Yeah. So the two lines here, and I want to explain this because this is the 15-meter line, which is this one over here. And then the other line is the 40-meter line. This is the difference in the angles that the camera gives you over 10 meters.
Yeah. It's
So
deceiving.
it is deceiving.
Parallax.
It's pretty. I put both here. I couldn't find a good ruling of you behind the ball. I assume behind the ball means the back point of the ball. I'm not sure if it's the front or the middle, but
I think Plath is pretty clearly offside there.
But yeah, I think the point of the lines is if you're behind both, you'll say if you're in front of both, you're definitely offside. If you're in the middle, which is here, it's you got to figure it out. And I'm probably, and you'll say, yeah, that foot. He's been VAR'd. He's got a couple toes in front of that line. So let's say he's offside. So we scroll down. This frame is after the ball bounces. So it's hit the ground and is slightly coming back up. Not that big, but a little bit. So with that, you got to take the salt that Katoa, I think it is here.
Cola
Is probably, he's slowing down. So he's probably only a foot back at most, probably less than that. Whereas Plath is full speed, so he could probably be up to 50 centimeters back this way. The reason I'm kind of bringing that up is it kind of matters because if the rule's the catcher, where do they make that interpretation of the rule?
Yeah.
This is when he should have, well, one, he hasn't caught the ball, so he's not a catcher. So by definition, does this rule apply?
It doesn't matter. Because then
I don't know. I'm assuming because there's no interpretation
you could have
rule.
guys that are 30 meters offside, but as long as you make the ball bounce, they can still go in and affect the play.
Yes. So I don't know. I don't know the
So I
answer
think,
to that.
yes, he is still a catcher.
Yes.
Is
So what is he inside the 10 meters of? The ball or the player?
the ball, let's say.
Well, the rule is the catcher. So again, I'm happy to say there's he's definitely inside 10 here.
But do you have a frame of when he touches the ball?
Oh, Plath, he never touches the ball.
No, when presumably it's Cola that gets a...
No, Cola doesn't touch the ball either.
No?
So we'll get to this. I just want to cover off, he's probably inside the 10 here. Cola's 5 meters. He's probably 2 on the angle, 9 with my caveat there. He's probably still inside the 10. Maybe he's 9.5 meters away from here. But you got to figure that out. Did they do that in the coverage? No. So they didn't apply the 10 meter inside the 10 meter rule here. They didn't apply it here either when the ball bounced. And if you notice, this is probably at the 18 meter. Let's go. This first bounce here is at 10. So that ball's already bounced out meters. No, they apply the rule here when Toya catches the ball. And this is Plath here. He's inside the 10 clearly. Over that ball has bounced back here. Over 10 meters. That's 10 meters that ball's traveled.
I still don't understand what your gripe is because both of them are offside.
No. Robert Toya's onside.
No.
Robert Toya is onside.
Oh.
I've shown you the lines. He is onside.
I don't think that line is necessarily too straight.
No.
I'm telling you, this is the 40-meter line. This is the 50-meter line. He's behind both. He can't be offside. So Robert Toya is onside. Max Plath.
I reckon we might be clutching at straws here.
No, Max Plath is the one that's offside. He was the one on commentary they said is offside. He doesn't touch the ball at all. And look, Robert Toya's over here, by the way.
But he's within
He's
the 10.
within 10 meters
He's
the
within 10.
whole time.
He's within 10, arguably at this point.
Yep.
But they make the ruling here. This
Yep.
is the ruling on commentary where they say he's inside the 10.
Yeah, because he's still inside the 10.
Yes, I'm happy to say that, but I think
I
it's
think
a gross overreach of this rule.
I think it was pretty clearly offside. I
Do you know what I think?
He doesn't interfere with the catcher. He doesn't catch the ball. The ball travels more than 12 meters before a Queensland player touches it. What's even funny about this
So
rule?
the only way that you can be right here is that you're assuming that Robert Toya is onside. Which
He's
I-
100% onside. He's 100%. Do you want to go back and look? Look where the ball is. The ball is here. Robert Toya's foot is there. He is well and truly behind it. It's both feet. He is
I
well
reckon.
and truly onside.
Do you know what I think? I think I need some fuel in KFC.
What's interesting about this ruling, if Toya kicks this ball here and regathers it, all sweet. That's the rule set. So
presuming he's onside.
he's 100% onside. There is no doubt in my mind that he's not onside.
I'm interested.
So the ruling is Max
that you-
Plath is
that
inside
you've
the 10.
Read so much into this and less into the box top one, or we're just assuming that there's so much evidence for the box top one that he
The
touched
NRL
ball.
came out and said he touched the ball.
I agree.
They said they fucked up.
I feel like you can feel hard done by that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about this one, but let us know in the comments.
I'm happy to
It
say.
was a month ago.
I'm happy to say if your ruling is when the ball hits the ground, he's inside 10 of Katoa here. That's a fine interpretation of the rule. I'm fine to say that's the interpretation of the rule. But the way the coverage did it was here when he touches the ball, and I kind of jokingly is like, oh well, Toya's the catcher now, so he's interfering with Toya catching the ball. So
His own team, but
yeah, I know. That's why it's funny. But the way this rule was interpreted, I think, was grossly overused because Ashley right here, and if you look, Ashley, I think is like,
But again,
right here.
well, this went to the bunker, so you can't really blame Ashley for.
Well, he calls it try on field.
I mean,
So
is it saying that Plath is impeding Kohler from catching the ball at that point in that?
yeah, he's interfering in this play because he's inside the 10 at this point here.
Yeah, because that's where Kohler has the opportunity to catch the ball. That's where he becomes a catcher at this point.
He's within 10.
Yeah.
But shouldn't he be a catcher?
It doesn't matter.
At this point?
No, but it's
At any point. But
what difference does
this
it make
slide
where
here
it
is
is?
where he's really impeding because he's within the 10
Yeah. I
And-
get that he's very close and he's within the 10
Yeah.
and he's still offside.
because he's impeding the catch right
But
there.
the
There you
intent
go.
of the,
You're done.
that's where
but the
Kohler-
intent of the rule is to protect the catcher trying to field the
It
catch.
doesn't matter what the
He's
intent
not
is.
fielding the
He's
catch.
within 10 meters, and that's
Well,
when
he
the ball
can't,
gets regathered.
because, yeah.
so it's offside. So
I'm
twice.
I'm fine to say he's offside. I will agree with it. But I think that the way I think he gave up his ability.
Let's entertain the idea that Toya is onside, which I think is debatable.
He's 100% onside. They said it on coverage. He was
Let's
onside.
entertain that idea. Plath is affecting the play right there. He's 2 meters away from the ball.
Yes.
Doesn't
this point.
doesn't matter what the intent of the rule is.
Yeah.
You can't
But
be within
he's
10
not
meters.
a catcher.
Doesn't matter.
What's the rule says?
Because he can't be because he's
He can't be,
impeded.
exactly.
Yeah, but he could have caught it here. He gave up his ability to catch the ball.
You can't catch it there.
I think
He backed off. He
I
didn't
think
want
you-
to be a catcher.
You have a right to be upset about the way that the game is
I-
adjudicated.
I'm only
and
bullshitting
set
you for the sake
restarts
of bullshitting.
and grey areas and whatnot.
I think that
I think you've picked a poor example.
I think this is an interesting example of how to apply the rule set. Because as it's written, leaves a lot of grey area,
But
which is kind of more, which is my
Yeah,
point.
okay,
There's
yeah.
so much grey area.
There's too much grey.
Yeah,
There's too much grey.
because if they did this on the coverage and did what I did here and got, hey, he's inside the 10 at this
We've just
point.
wasted 12 minutes of the viewer's time.
But they did it. They did it here, which I think is hilarious.
We're halfway through.
Anyway.
The game's over by the time they finish the
Yeah.
analysis.
That's right.
So they were the big three that I wanted to cover on. There was this quick slant from Brad Best. He literally throws it behind where Harry Grant is there.
Yeah,
Which
forward pass stuff, there is too much.
considering
grey.
where Ashley was standing. Huge miss.
And I'm happy to entertain that.
And how this wasn't passing off the ground, I don't know. But that led to another try as well. But the game was over at that point, so the
That was
bunker
a bit of
didn't.
an interesting one.
The bunker didn't give two shits about that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, at least two of the New South Wales tries shouldn't have counted. So
other than
I think it
being-
should have been 12-12.
Other than being a very
With 10 to
salty
go.
butthurt Queenslander, you think there's too much grey area in the game. It's too fast for the referees to be able to make accurate decisions,
Yeah.
and
So-
then
I
the
think-
buzzer then can't come in and intervene.
I think this miss is a huge miss. And I've seen a lot of recent rhetoric about, do we go back to the two refs? Do we need more
Yeah,
refs
okay.
to be able to see because of the way the game is played? So you get a quick set restart. Like he's hitting this up. Ashley's out here somewhere trying to set the line. He can't. He's probably view is blocked of this. He can't see this. But if there's another referee, let's draw him in here. See, he's standing here. He can probably see this. So I know.
Sideline refs. What are they doing?
The touchies don't do anything. Case in point, the touchies don't do anything. This ball went that far forward. They don't do anything.
Yeah.
I think the forward pass there is massive grey area, as previously discussed.
Bro, this is a quick slant. This is not a great.
Get at us in the comments. How I think recognizing that there's grey areas and that are open to interpretation, and it's hard to do that at pace is one thing. Being able to actually then go in there and say, well, how do we fix it?
I think the conversation for two refs is in a much different place than it was when they took it out after, like, at COVID.
Yeah,
because it was brought in to police the ruck for all the Melbourne shit.
Yeah,
but that has largely disappeared, and the game pace of the game has significantly processed. I guess they've also eliminated all those issues because of the set restarts. But now that the game is set restarts, these guys are playing on and trying to pick up pace. Now. Yeah, there's a lot more happening, and the refs are asked to cover a lot more ground, which I think is they're missing things.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there.
Yeah, because I think it's every week. I've used Queensland. I've used Origin, and gripey Queenslander here, but as the pinnacle of the game is like, if this shit is happening here, it will happen everywhere and worse. So yeah.
Well, I think it was in our chat when we were talking about captain's challenges, and over 50% of the time the captain challenge is successful. So that means that 50% of the time
they're making
the ref is making the wrong decision.
Yeah.
So that just feeds into the fact that the game's too fast. The refs are making calls knowing that there is that opportunity for that call to be reversed through the captain's challenge. That 50% is probably also not necessarily reflective of the true percentage of ref calls that are not right, because if you do get a wrong captain's challenge, you lose your challenges. So later on in the games, when you do have the
had 5 challenges,
it's hard to follow that statistic as well, because they throw away a lot of their challenges at the end of the games as well.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's interesting in that rugby league eye test article, he does go through ref by ref of their captain challenge percentages, and a lot of the refs are actually better this year. So their on-field decisions are actually higher than they were in previous years. So maybe they're getting more things right, but then also caveat to that, a lot more teams are throwing away their challenges at the end of the games. So that's why they're also skewing the results of what's being
not a great metric
being successful. So yeah, it's
kind of evens itself out.
Yeah. I think whatever's happened in the bunker is really bad this year. They are so bad for choices, but whether they're hamstrung by the refs missing things earlier on in during live play that they then can't rule on is they've got to do something. And I think it's fast becoming a conversation of like, do we need more eyeballs on what's happening, because the pace of the game has increased significantly. Does that make sense?
It is a fine line. Like, I think we watching the NFL have a lot of exposure to how it can go the other way, where almost every single play is under review and it gets too slow. So you do have to find that balance. Like, league's been played for close to 100 years. Like, you never had video refs back then, and it was still like the game grew successfully from there. So it's a sport, it's a game.
It all comes out in the wash kind of argument sort of comes into it.
I guess if you're like me and you like the rule set and integrity in the game and like a competitive game, like I really love something that's fair, even competitive. Rugby league's not the right game for you. It's a better game if you don't care about the rule set and 6B is a biz deep. Like, it's much more enjoyable that way, because big man smashing a big man, fun.
We're in my areas now.
But if you
explains why I watch sport.
If you like the nuance, rugby league is not the sport for you, bro. I'm just saying that now. I'm glad I don't have to watch much more rugby league this year. So
get at us in the comments if you think the game has gotten too fast, and how it could be better. But I do agree with you, Sean, in some regards that there's way too many grey areas and it's becoming more and more exposed. And it's weekly. There's a fuck up, fuck up weekly.
Well, we're not the only sport. Like we talked previously about Cricket Australia and their ability to rule on snicks. And it's just like, how do they get better at that? And, you know, that's already been solved. Baseball does this. They have a high-speed camera that gives you thousands more frames that you can slow it down and see the ball hit the bat. And, you know, Steve Smith got off with a good one yesterday for that exact reason.
Said he hit it.
Yeah, exactly.
Said he thought he hit it.
But again, like the technology exists for a lot of this stuff too. A lot of the Australian leagues, I'm going to gripe on them, don't want to implement it. Whether it's the old media channels being nitpicky with cost and the like. But I think there's more we could do in both that space that potentially supports, you know, on-field decision makers to be better at what they do. Anyway, wait 2 years, AI will be the ref and they'll be making all the calls. So it's all good.
Whilst we're on Origin, do you want to quickly talk about Daly stepping down, Matt King
taking over,
coming in, and this is hot off the press.
Well, a couple hours ago.
This afternoon.
Billy Slater.
Billy Slater has decided to step down as well.
Yep. You surprised by that at all?
I think his TV gig's too good and his horses are also doing all right.
Yeah, fair.
And I guess he's won 3 or 5 series. So
done well.
Might feel a little bit duller than the last one. So, but it's probably, he's happy to kind of give the reins over and give someone else go. Reports Cameron Smith, Ben Teo are both in conversation to potentially take over. You know, there's plenty of options in that era that could likely step into that spot. You know, JT,
Jonathan Thurston, Josh Hannay
probably makes a lot more sense, but
yeah, interesting. So that is hot off the press. Literally this afternoon.
Yep.
I'm a little surprised by that, although, like you said, he's already got a few series wins, done a lot for a first-time coach.
Yep.
You know, young, has plenty of other ventures, stressful.
Plus TV money is good money.
Yeah, who'd want to be a coach at all? But particularly here where there's a lot of passion and, you know, we're not that far off. Laurie Daly's an idiot and he doesn't know how to coach and what's with these selections.
I think Bro got lucky. Let's put it that way.
And then they go out and win. And, you know, maybe you think they had some help from the refs, but, you know, I think he made gutsy calls and a lot of them paid off. So, maybe Loz needs to get a little bit more credit for some of the decisions.
I think Madge coming in, giving the G up before the game might have helped them a little bit. So,
let's talk about round 24. I'm conscious of the time. We have 3 rounds after today.
Correct.
So most teams have got four games still to go. But we had potentially the grand final preview last night at CommBank with only 12,000 in, which somewhat alarming, I would think. Obviously, the TV deal is massive and doesn't really matter about bums and seats, but I was quite shocked when I saw the amount of empty seats there. Yes, it's not Penrith's long-term home, and their new stadium looks like it's coming along well with, you know, the drone footage and stuff that gets released.
Yeah, but one versus 2, potentially grand final preview.
Pretty disappointing crowd.
Yeah. For a good close game, you know, a game that was a 1-score game, which is not what this season has been showing us to be.
It also might show that come down the stretch in September, you know, good defense is going to be imperative. No one really cares if you can score 40, 50, 80 points anymore, but can you defend against good teams is probably still the benchmark of rugby league, isn't it?
These 2 clubs had pretty much all the news this week because we had Toto's going to join PNG, of course, in 2028. So
006 signing for Penrith for him. Yes. Who's going to play fullback now? Because we have 3 incredible outside backs. So
I think the other 2, like I think Toto
and Johnston on a wing, Lomax on centers.
100% wingers.
Yeah.
Whereas Lomax has got a bit more versatility. So
probably
he could be centre. Of course, wanted to play fullback at the Dragons. So
will he get his dream?
Will he finally get his chance? It's potential, but it depends on who it does. Signings are.
Yeah, it's a pretty incredible back 3. Like, wherever Lomax plays, and obviously you need to sign. You know, whoever wears 1 needs to be a good player to have success. But they're building, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
you got to be dirty if you're Perth, don't you? Yeah. It's almost like when PNG was announced 12. Whenever it became official, I wanted to say 12 months, but it might be a little bit longer. I was like, nah, they're not going to be able to attract talent. This is going to be too hard. And then you see the signings and the tax-free money, and now you're almost going the other way. Like, fuck, like this is giving a really unfair advantage to them, and Perth might struggle with the
Well, it came out as well
put
that
together.
they're not getting any handouts from the NRL as well for any like cash top-ups to like support the venture or anything like that. Like they've got to find their own feet as a club. I guess that's part of their bid. They had to show that we're financially viable. So NRL's gone, well, yeah, show us that you are. But it'd be interesting to see how that kind of plays out. And it's kind of an interesting point on the talent, because I think there's definitely more than enough talent going around. There's a shitload of talent going to Super League. And out of this, like DCE's announced that he's going to, like his contract's up with the Roosters, but he's going to Super League next year.
It's
there's a heap of ex-convict, like old, of course, NRL dudes going.
Yeah.
But that opens up opportunities for young fellas to come through.
But it's spine depth, I think, is the thing.
Yeah, true.
I think you look at our Dragons, our forward pack is good.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with our forward pack, and even some of the outside backs that you can let go, still at reasonable level. I think the depth issue is a 1-6-7-9 concern.
Yeah, do you have the franchise guy, the quarterback? It's always those guys are the dime a dozen, and they're very hard to find. So that's the challenge.
Well, speaking of a pretty good one, Sam Walker has knocked back Roosters' offers, so potentially we're going to be looking elsewhere.
Well, I think it's more to do with the money, because I think they offered him 1.1, but he's done the math on the TV deal and gone, yeah, exactly. It's like, well, they're thinking a 20% increase in the salary cap. So if that happens in a year or so, what you've offered me now is essentially 900. He's gone, well, I'm worth more than that. So I think he's looking for more of a deal in that vein. And I know a bunch of guys have been signing what they're calling ratchet deals, which essentially is like tying it a little bit more to the salary cap. So as that increases, my deal also increases. So we'll see what happens. I think it's more just them kind of going back and forth on negotiating. And I still likely think he's going to be the long-term guy at the Roosters.
I'll get a deal done. And
because the only other one that might swoop in there
1.4.
is going to be Brisbane, and they're in all sorts of trouble at the moment with their salary cap, and they've got a bunch of old guys they've got to figure out what to do with. So, I think it's going to be a hard challenge, because I think they're the only two clubs that realistically have an option to sign Walker, because I don't think he'll sign anywhere else.
DCE he went to number 2 last night in terms of all-time games, but also pen to paper for Hull Kingston Rovers. So the last season that we'll see DCE in the NRL, he went past Cooper Cronk last night with game 373. Pretty crazy, that Cam Smith record. Like, obviously this comes up, here and there when you talk about, guys going 300, 350, 430. It's almost Bradman areas, isn't it?
The bloke stayed 30 his entire career. He was 30 when he was 18. He was still 30 when he was almost 40. So he's a lucky bug.
Plus the rep games, he played over 500.
Oh, easy. Easy.
It's
the amount he played for Australia, the amount he played for Queensland.
Crazy. But 373 for DCE. He's obviously got a few regular seasons plus finals. He's going to finish with, barring injury, 379, 3. Could he have 380? Depends if they lose. So let's call it 378, 379.
Just to finish on the Super League, I think a lot of guys are seeing the Super League as more palatable to finish their careers, because the NRL is also looking to potentially purchase it. We've been talking about it. I think an offer has sort of been made with some millions kind of thrown around on what they want to do. It's actually not a lot, I don't think. I think it was only double digits in the millions. 57 mil tabbed to purchase a 50% share in Super League, which is
11.5. It doesn't seem like much, does it?
No. That's per year over those 5 years, and essentially allows them to help distribute, but then also run the Super League. Because they do, of course, as we're talking about, I think there's like 12 dudes that starters in the NRL that are going over next year. There's a lot of talent over there that they could then potentially market. So it's an interesting story to follow along. If we look at the ladder, because we run into...
Oh, I just want to say, do you think that's our grand final? Do you think the Warriors or the Sharks or the Dolphins could
spoil
the party?
Maybe Warriors. But yes, I don't think anyone else is a chance.
If the Warriors can get to second, they'll play a...
When do they play the Broncos? They play Broncos... That'd be
Saturday.
Sunday night.
Yeah, Saturday night. if the Warriors can finish second, play at home, and given what they did last week to Penrith at home,
Yeah, home is a huge
then have a
advantage.
prelim final in New Zealand. Fuck, that's gonna be a hard ask.
Well, yeah, and I think also with Penrith going backwards, they're getting banged up too,
And they've looked
they've
looked beatable. Very
they're 2 and
beatable.
3 in their last
Very
5,
beatable,
so
yeah,
they
the
look
last
very
month.
beatable.
Yeah.
So like yes, they still got talent. Like Edwards has been in and out of the squad.
Yo's
the big
Peck,
one with the
yeah.
Peck. So I think that's going to be likely.
Not a rupture for that Peck, so it could be right at the end of the year.
It's got to be
but
tough.
Yeah,
That's tough.
Horrible injury to try and come back for in 6 weeks.
Yeah. So the other games, Manly Dolphins have concluded
22-0.
22-0 with the Dolphins getting the win there. That pushes them up to 4. Manly likely with 2 games back, season probably done with going in the wrong direction. So it's going to be very tough for them. Dogs and Rabbits, are they playing at the moment?
That's on at the moment. Yep.
Do you have a
I'll get you a
updated
score.
score for me? Big for both of these guys. The Rabbits,
10-0.
of course.
10-0 South halftime
Yeah, cool. Who scored it? Because that's going to be an interesting conversation.
for Feeder and Johnston.
Johnston's got another one. So he's 2 behind now.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Could he catch him?
He could have got, it's 28-26 for try scored. So yeah, it's pretty impressive. They, of course, are trying to hold on to a top 8 spot there with the Dogs, of course, trying to get into the top 8. It's a big game for those two for the bottom of the 8 there. Sharks take on the Raiders. The Raiders probably an outside chance now with that loss last week. But the Sharks kind of fakers. I think they always
conversation.
It's
we always
always
have
the
now.
same conversation. They just turn up an absolute dud game. I think their previous 2 games they'd scored 40 plus.
Yeah, they looked red hot until they
Red hot,
ran into one of the form teams of the competition.
Yeah, exactly. How does that happen? I do not know. Do not know. But yeah, so that's why, again, to your previous question, I don't see them winning the grand final because I just don't think they have the right edge to win the big games when it matters or when the games
They've
become
never been
important.
great in final series.
Yeah,
They'd won 6 in a row before.
Yeah,
five in a row.
yeah. They had a sniffer locking up a 4th, top 4 spot, and they fumbled it against the Dragons. Eels, North Queensland, Cowboys. Again, it's big for Cowboys. They need to hold on to that
they
spot.
can't lose that.
Eels, season probably done at this point. Broncos, Warriors. Broncos gone backwards. Can they get the spoon? If they lose every game and the Dragons win a few, it's definitely
Dragons need to win everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Warriors will have too much difficulty against the Broncos here at the bottom of the table.
Luke Metcalf looked good last week
Yes.
against Penrith.
I did skip over that Horsburgh did sign with Perth in that previous one and has been dropped for that Raiders game.
What do you think of that Sticky coming out and singling out a player that's he often will do it for the refs or the bunkers. He would have liked your presentation then, I reckon. But one too many brain snaps.
Don't get me into that.
For Big Red.
Because I saw that scoreline. I think it was 26-24 and it was just like with 10 or so to go. I was like, I'll turn on and see how this is
A really
going.
bad time to have that.
Within 30 seconds, I see Ashley Klein tell Dan Guy to play the ball 4 times, which he then slows the play, doesn't do. Sees Horsburgh there, is like, I'll push him because I know he'll react. And then gets rewarded, he gets rewarded for it. I was just like, what the fuck is this game? So I turned it off and went back to what I was doing. Yes. Beside the point. Yeah, I think...
I think the rules...
Horsburgh's had a bad year.
The rules are pretty clear. It doesn't matter what force there is, and that they sent Twal a couple of weeks ago for slapping Jamin Salmon. To be fair, that was a bitch slap. The Twal one, you got to go to the bin for that. There wasn't much in the Horsburgh one in terms of force.
And I think, and my point, I guess, is like Ashley not controlling the situation, kind of just letting it get away from him. But I was like, well, then what other options he has? Because he did call the penalty on Gagai.
He left him no... Exactly. He left him no option.
Yeah.
And
and then Gagai's is like, fuck it, I'll just hit this guy because I know he's an idiot.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So dropped and then signed, a couple of days ago, didn't he?
Yes.
Yep.
So, yes, going to
That's actually, look, we're talking about some brain snaps, and you're right, he has had a bit of a down year. This is still a fringe Origin player.
Yep.
And for a pack that was sort of struggling for bigger names, I don't think it's a bad signing for Perth.
No, and I think he's got, it's not huge money. I think it's a good kind of money as well, which is good for Perth too. Like, I think it's overall not too bad. So we've skipped back again.
Yep.
Reynolds hurt,
Mm-hmm.
probably his season done.
Yep.
They think he's hoping to get back for the last round to have a song. But it's basically his NRL career done. Whether he continues elsewhere, like Super League or something like that, we don't know. But unfortunate for him, he's been banged up this year, and the
last couple of seasons he's been marred by injury.
Hamstrings last year.
Yeah.
Getting him right to come back late in the year was challenging for them. Pretty incredible career.
Yep.
You know,
to win it last year, I think was
as a 35-year-old or whatever he was last year, and obviously bringing South that one, for
I'm gonna say he's almost had
breaking the drought and
2 careers in one career.
Yes.
Yeah.
For an undersized player in the kicking game.
Yep.
Incredible player.
Yeah.
Then we get Newcastle taking on the Titans. The Titans have been a little bit better in the last month.
Go Knights.
But I think, you are right. The Knights should still be too good for the Titans in this one. And then we've got West Tigers taking
Here we go.
Dragons.
The game of the round.
So we will see how.
So there's a chance.
The comeback's on.
To avoid the spoon, they got to win out.
Have to win out. But here's the run. There's a good chance they could beat the Tigers the way that
they have a good run home.
Yeah, they're actually favourites tomorrow, but it's
wild.
relatively close.
That's a curse if I've ever seen one.
Then the Dragons go Bulldogs, Manly, Parramatta. So they're not playing world beaters, but any wins from those teams above them, they're in trouble.
Yeah. Storm on the bye. I think 10 down are probably done, honestly.
Yeah. Yep.
I think their seasons are done.
Craig said that, I think. What he said, he's going to go punch the shit out of his teddies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hilarious, by the way. All time quote.
I think they're too far gone. Yeah. And you'd say Manly losing tonight. That was
that season done.
All likelihood.
Dogs,
probably
Dogs
season,
maybe again still have an opportunity, even if they lose that game tonight. But I think it's starting to become a lot to ask in a short period, and these teams haven't been good enough. Honestly, these teams really haven't been good enough this year. Dolphins are kind of been good, but then struggle against the good sides.
We've got 50 put on them twice.
Yeah.
So
can't win the comp.
Defensively, you'd think there might be some issues there.
So it kind of leads down to these three. And these guys have kind of been struggling last month. Maybe they get right for finals. Leading into the Roosters Warriors kind of strong finish to the season potentially.
So yours going Roosters Warriors, Jeff?
Which was when Sticky was the coach.
2006? Three?
We're going back. That was a fun Warriors team. But yes.
Stacey Jones.
Running him down.
I feel like it's 03.
That was a Sattler tackle, wasn't it?
No. That's Penrith.
That was against the Roosters. So that was the following year or the year before?
Yeah. The Roosters made a few in a row, 3 in a row, and they only won one in that stretch.
And there was one against the Warriors.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Going back in time. Boomer's talking about sport.
Fuck, we're getting old, eh?
You only just realised that.
Yeah. Well, when you put it like that, I suppose.
So that's the NRL.
So you reckon Roosters Warriors? I reckon Panthers Roosters. I think the Panthers will be too.
You think they'll get right? They're
classy, but I would like the Warriors to win.
Same.
I don't want to.
Warriors will be fun.
Hats off to those teams who've been so dominant for however long they have been. But I would much rather see the Wars or the Finns.
Yeah, that Roosters list. When you go back and you look at the team, it's like, these guys should be winning a lot of games. They are very, very good.
You find that Warriors? Is that what you're looking at? Warriors.
Yeah.
Roosters? 03?
02.
02.
There you go.
So Penrith Roosters was 03 then.
Yep, Penrith 03.
And then and then the
Bulldogs
Dogs beat the Roosters in 04.
Yep, that's it.
So 3 in a row, but they only won 1 in that stretch.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Happy?
Nice. Yeah.
We've got a lot to get through. So.
Freo and Adelaide are playing right now in the AFL. Tex Walker announced that he will be retiring at season's end. Be interesting to see where he finishes up from a goal scoring perspective, given he just went past that 700 milestone.
Yep.
And where he might finish all time.
They're a goal. Cromer a goal behind at the moment.
Yeah, at halftime right now. I'm going to look at all time goal scorers and see what names Taylor Walker could potentially. Well, might need to specify what sport.
Yeah, he's not going to take a. Messi's a different one.
He's already passed. He's already passed.
True.
Yeah. Shit chat. I'm just going to see where Tex Walker is. He'd be in 70. Here we go. 706. So he should pass Dick Lee. Nick Rewalt's 24 all time. 718. Harry Valance. Josh Kennedy. Whoa, Wayne Carey could go past Duck, but he needs 21, 22. I don't think he's going to get that.
Yeah, with this game and 2 rounds to go. So yeah, there's 3. Well,
unless you
2.5 games.
Kicked a massive bag, but he's going to finish top 25 all time. Taylor Walker. So kudos to you on an excellent career. Certainly a fun player to watch, and coming out of Broken Hill, can't imagine there was too much to do growing up, and it's awesome to see a tough country footy player excel at the highest level. So we'll see how far the Crom can go. Obviously, they're going to have some bad memories of last year in the finals and winning the minor premiership and then going straight sets. This year, maybe they're not going to have as much pressure.
Yeah, where were they at the moment?
They're 5. Yeah, win here means, they could certainly have finished 3. I think 1 and 2 is pretty much sorted.
Yeah, it's a bit tight from the mid-table there, 3 through 6. I'll bring this up.
The percentage for Free up there, 143, 76 points. Yeah.
Sure good.
Even if they lost today, they're still minor premiers, really, realistically. Sydney would have to go on a scoring rampage, although they do play Essendon.
Yeah. They have to win all the games and, score.
No, Essendon's going to win that one.
Actually, well, they've scored more points than Freo. They're just going to defend better.
Yeah, look at Freo's defence. It's great. No one's even close to that, 1494 points against.
Yeah. Crom, maybe? That's still 200?
200 points.
Yeah, so good. Go.
I was going to say they're playing good footy at the right time, the Adelaide Crows. What's that, 4 from their last 5 and half-time in the West, and they're within a goal. Maybe getting last year out of the way and, returning to finals after all those years out and, obviously being disappointing, having a little bit of pressure coming off them, might be important. And yes, it is weird, with the new final system and having 7, 8, 9, 10, but finishing top 4 is still important.
Yep. There's a good segue there because St Kilda are taking on Richmond. Means nothing for Richmond, but St Kilda are still slightly there. But
they need Carlton to fuck up.
They need Carlton, yes. That's still 2 games behind. I don't see it. I think these guys are all put lines through all these dudes.
You'd think last week was, it for St Kilda, getting beat by Carlton on Sunday night.
Yep.
But they're no gimmies because Carlton play the Dogs this weekend and then they have Freo, who may have a minor premiership locked up next week. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of strength team they announce. But Carlton lose twice, St Kilda win twice. Their percentage is higher. There's still a chance.
Yeah.
There's still a chance.
Still a chance, but it's a big ask.
Yeah, losing last week was bad.
Because, that's essentially...
It's an 8-point game.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a big swing. I think you might have I think we have the 10 teams that are going to make it through to the finals.
Just order now?
It's just order, yes.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the most likely option, but you never know. You never know.
Yes. North Melbourne, Geelong. Up next. Geelong have been in the news for all the wrong reasons, which has been fun.
Their sort of concussion contract sort of came to light. It is interesting because someone has spoken to the media from within the club.
Because it's from a year, 2 years ago that this waiver was signed, and
it was Jake Kolodjashny who was the player. He came because there was speculation that someone's been
mystery player has been forced to
coerce. I've got the bunny ears going in.
Signed a waiver to say any further head injury is 100% on him.
Yeah, and I can't
sue the team
in years to come
because there's been plenty of litigation going on against class the AFL and clubs,
etc. So presumably he was a willing participant in signing that.
Yeah, well, the
waiver.
club's come to him and he's signed the waiver because he's probably seen it as his only way to get back into playing.
So then a story is leaked from within the club
Yep.
of an unnamed player, and the media's up in arms. And then he's come forward and just saying, "Look,
It was me, I signed it.
it was me. I signed it.
Yeah.
I'm not really happy about private information being leaked, but I agreed to the T's and C's. And then I suppose the broader question then is, well, how many of these waivers are being signed by players at the moment with all the talk of concussion?
Well, the AFL and the AFLPA are like, what the fuck? Because you're not meant to be doing these
and
waivers.
they got a 6-figure fine, Geelong.
Slap on the wrist. I'll jump into that rhetoric that Geelong never get penalised.
Well, they got something.
Yeah. If this was Collingwood, they'd draft picks, points. It's a really bad look considering all the other litigation going on and the potential to because the idea with all of these policies is we're meant to be protecting the players from themselves, and then you're giving them a waiver to say, nah, fuck that. It's like, it's all on you. Whereas it's not I don't think it's a good look. So I know the AFLPA is like, this is not good. The AFL's the part of that is just like, well, it was never lodged with us. So I'm not sure legally if this waiver would have been able to be held up in court if it was contested because it wasn't, I guess filed with the AFL officially with all their other contracts. So they, of course, are annoyed at the fact that this exists and they didn't know about it. So there's a lot of stuff in there. And then, of course, he's been stood down and the coaches is like, well, I don't know why he's not available, why he's not playing. But I guess they kind of...
Chris Scott said he had no idea either.
Yeah, exactly.
So then it's
about the waiver to begin with.
It stinks to high heaven, I think, is the issue. And,
it does.
And the fact that it's Geelong with a little fine slap on the wrist, I think, has pissed a lot of people off. And
as well, I've just done a quick Google on that. It says Geelong faces an expected 6-figure fine upwards of $100,000, but there's nothing at time of recording that's official there. So that'll be a bit of a watch this space and how much do they actually get reprimanded, because certainly do have somewhat of a history of getting away maybe with more things than what other clubs would. But I just feel for Jake mostly. I think that with,
I think Bailey Smith is looking at this going, thank fuck this news came out because everyone was talking about how many birds he was going through a day.
You brought that up.
I just remembered. I didn't throw it in there.
Too many news.com.au fucking
and then this
stories.
News.
Bad.
He's good looking black, so let him be. But this news came out and then this is what anyone's talking about. So I think he's happy about it.
Interesting in terms of a footy standpoint, because Geelong have sort of steadied the ship a little bit after a lackluster sort of July, I guess. No, more June.
Sitting there in 7th at the moment.
Yeah, and really should win and stay in touch with those other teams. Above them.
Yeah. So leading that, it leads into the Lions, who take on the Gold Coast Suns at the Gabba.
Doesn't feel like it was that long ago since the last Q clash. No. Maybe 6 weeks, I reckon.
The big thing out of this, we kind of highlighted it early, Fags. He did get the most wins last week as a coach. Now he'll get the most games coached at the Lions this week, taking over from Lee Matthews. So that's kind of a big thing. I think they've been doing some hats and things with the number. I think it's 300 and something from memory.
I'll tell you.
It's a lot. And of course, he's chasing a third premiership, which would then also equal Lee Matthews. So, a bit of history hopefully trying to be made there at the Lions. I think they probably get through the Gold Coast team here who don't do great away from home.
How do you feel about the three-peat chances? I reckon a month ago I was right on it, and now I'm less certain.
I think I'm interested to see how they play because they played that Blues game without Zorko, and then Zorko was back for Hawthorn, and they were made way better. So I wonder if some of that senior leadership with some of those a lot of young fellas in that team. I think that they've been there and thereabouts. I think where they finish probably doesn't matter. It's again, we're going to make the finals, make you run, and they have the experience and the talent there to, of course, win the thing. So, I'm not too worried. I think they're going to be a chance and then be a challenge.
Do you think the window is closing? Is this a make or break season for them?
For the Lions, or
For the
Not
Lions.
real. I think it could be good for a long time.
yeah,
Like,
they're still super young.
the Ashcroft boys are.
Yeah,
you know,
yes, Lockie Neal's probably going back to
sure,
Victoria,
yeah.
but outside of that, they're still super young.
Yeah,
They've still
Logan
got guys
Morris
coming
looks
through.
great. Kyle
so-
Loman looks great. They're all young players.
Yeah, if Fags keeps coaching them,
Yeah.
they're gonna they'll probably finish 4th or 5th in this. And if they finish in the top 4 every year, like you'll take it. And again, it gives them that chance every year in the finals just to get red hot and go deep.
There has to be some concerns defensively, I think, after the Carlton game, having 24 goals kicked on you by Carlton. You
Yeah,
gotta
well, if you look at
remember
their points
6 weeks ago or
points
2 months
against
ago,
there,
they got smashed by GWS.
Yeah, they've almost 1900. They're up there with the D's. So, yeah, it's that's a live up there.
Yeah, I still think very, very good. I reckon like 3 weeks ago, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is three-peating coming. Like they had all those games on the trot, and I was like, I've seen this movie before. And then you don't want to read into too much into one bad day. And I suppose what it is, your team, on the other side of it, that can skew your view of it a little bit. But obviously they bounced back and did the job against Hawthorn.
Yep.
Where are we up to? Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow is
Hawthorn and
Hawthorn Collingwood.
That's a big game.
Yeah, it is a big game.
It is.
8 versus 3 there. Big news out of the week is Steel Sidebomb will retire at the end of the year. After playing his 300th, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely well into the 300s. I'll give you an update. 237 was the games coached for Lee Matthews.
And Fakes.
373 for Steele, so it's going to finish in the high 370s.
Yep.
Doing the exact same maths as what we're doing on
3 more games, yeah, 375.
Cherry Evans, exact same maths.
Yeah, and see how far he gets come finals. Yes.
800 games between him and Pendlebury.
Yep.
Pretty crazy run.
Crazy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they kind of finish up. Hawthorn trying to fight their way into potentially a top 2. It's probably going to be difficult. And then, same for Collingwood. Can they get outside this and get into that top 6, as you will, on the ladder here?
How different is this conversation looking at who could win this comp compared to the NRL?
Oh, 100%. Way different.
Like when we were looking at it, we're like, it's probably 3 teams in the NRL.
Yeah.
And I'm still like,
In AFL, it's probably 9 teams.
I don't think the Dogs can win the comp.
I was only saying that for this one. But, yeah, I was going to say 8.
The way Collingwood's been playing, why couldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. Again, they're a team that has the experience. They've been there.
Yep.
Got a few Dacofs running around.
Yeah.
That's doing all right. So at least you have that same conversation with Geelong. I think D's kind of
they look good on their day.
Yeah, they've kind of restructured. Prime are young, but they had the experience last year, and you probably say the same thing about Hawthorn. And the Dockers.
I think it's 8 teams that could win the AFL.
Exactly.
It
just depends on who rolls out of the bus that day and whether they're up or not.
Which is crazy, given the sport that we were just talking about. Collingwood tomorrow, Nick Dacos. He's got the Brownlow, doesn't he? I was saying to you boys, they
changed the rules so they were going to give him the medal. So
umpires being able to check stats.
Yes, exactly.
It has to be his this year, doesn't it?
Yeah, yes. I can't see a reason why they would not give it to him. Besides, he goes out and stabs a bloke on the field. I think he's sweet.
Yeah, he needs to be careful. Not that he's really has heaps of mongrel in his game anyway, but you'd hate to get suspended in the next two rounds. But
he's silky. That's his play style.
He's whispery, mate. He's whispery.
That's
big game. Big game tomorrow for both teams. In terms of Hawthorn's aspirations for staying within the top 4. And Collingwood securing a home wildcard game.
Then what have we got? GWS taking on West Coast. West Coast done. GWS, I guess.
Missed Port and Melbourne, but
did I?
Yeah.
Oh,
done.
Port Adelaide.
Port are done.
Port are done. Melbourne again fighting for position.
Yeah.
Yes. So West Sydney, GWS. I guess mathematically, a
Mathematical.
lot of things to do. A win over West Coast does help.
Yeah. Big loss last weekend in dreadful conditions in the nation's capital.
Yep.
They said there were 6,000 people at Monaco Oval. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Desperate.
Sydney, 6,000 people.
Oh, dreadful day here. That was the worst day. We're Canberra-based podcast. That was the worst day in Canberra this winter.
100%.
I reckon.
I was up in Sydney then.
6 degrees. You didn't miss much down here,
6
mate.
degrees and it rained the whole week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one's an interesting game because it's actually pretty important. We got the Western Bulldogs taking on Carlton, mainly because I guess the loser puts themselves in position to be at, be nipped at the heels by those guys behind them.
Yep. So Dogs poor percentage and play Melbourne next week.
Yes.
So St Kilda presumably beat Richmond tomorrow. Western Bulldogs lose that, then there's they can't lose next week essentially.
Yeah.
Or they're relying on Gold Coast to do them a favour.
Yes, exactly.
So very important game for all teams involved, and presuming again that St Kilda get home through Richmond. Dogs it becomes close to must win for them.
Yep.
Well, speaking just from a Dogs standpoint, Carlton also probably need a win.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Just have that.
It's the same conversation because if we're saying
Another
these
game
two,
under your belt.
if these two likely going to win their games, then they're just a game behind then of the Blues if they lose this one. So it's close there. Big news during the week that Josh Fraser has officially entered the head coaching. He says, he's going to put his hat in the ring, and they probably should just give it to him. He's 10-2, I think, this year.
Yeah. He's the coach.
Yeah.
So,
considering where they were.
1-8 they were. 1-8.
Yeah. If you
there was rants on this podcast in May about how they're stupid morons and they got ugly butts and they like to kiss their own butts because they could not finish. First half was great, April, May, they were first half kings, and maybe it was a boss thing, maybe it wasn't a boss thing. But
they've figured out how to win games since they sacked him. So
you can't tell me that Josh Fraser has zero impact in that. He's come in as a caretaker with zero, formal head coaching experience.
Gave him the grit they needed.
I think he's picked good teams as well.
Giving guys opportunities.
Having the right mix of old and young. Not having George Hewitt playing in the twos. I think there's a few decisions that were coaching related. And having said that, I also feel for Michael Voss in that. It's not night and day because of one person.
The list didn't completely change.
No, exactly. So there is,
It was probably the right kick in the bum, though. And, it's obviously worked. They're, like I said,
the playing group obviously loves him.
Yeah, they're 10
Why wouldn't you? 10-2. They're second behind Freo since if the ladder started when Fraser started coaching and, coming off, an absolute paddling of the defending premiers, they're going to be up and about and be thinking, look, if we can win wild card and get there. Yes, it's going to be close to impossible, you'd think, doing it from 10th. But
he's saying there's a chance.
And there's always a chance, mate. There's always a chance. They're playing good footy. And look, they're going in the right direction because,
This is the first year for the Wildcards too?
First year. Charlie Kerr.
Which was awesome for them, I guess.
That's right. Well, starting the season as badly as they did is potentially not going to fuck them. But the trade as well, the Charlie Curnow trade, he's probably going to win a Coleman at Sydney in his first year after starting a bit slow. We've got Will Hayward and Ollie Florent who are playing pretty good footy, and then it's going to be interesting to see what they can turn the draft picks into. So potentially a good trade for both teams.
Yeah, potentially has worked out. And a good segue because Sydney take on the Bombers as our last game of the round. Probably not a lot to talk there. Sydney should win and keep their chances alive of a top two, if not, actually, they're probably too far away.
They'll finish top two. I don't think they'll.
They have to win everything, and
Freo needs to lose both. I think 1 and 2 is sorted. Yeah, I think that's the only thing we can say fairly definitively. And then there's a whole range of outcomes pending results over the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it from a AFL standpoint. 2 rounds to go. Nick Dacos going to win the Brownlow.
8 plus teams.
8 teams to win the comp. That's our summary. Cricket in August, and it certainly hasn't gone to
Is it
script.
technically spring?
Not really.
So the summer of cricket and winter. Beautiful.
Yeah. It's summer in Darwin, that's for sure. It's like 32 degrees and you see all the fast bowlers sweating their ass off.
I think if you're going to play a test match in Darwin, it's a perfect time of the year.
Yep.
And it's been yes, it's been 30s, but I think it's been a good weather overall. Like it looks good to watch. So
there's no rain. The humidity's not off the charts. Certainly not going to script, given what the Cricket Australia 11 did to Bangladesh last week. I thought, fuck, here comes another 2.5 day test. Not even going to make it to Saturday afternoon when everyone's actually knocked off and ready to sit down and hook into test cricket properly. But look, Australia's got their work cut out for them. We've got this, can you bring up the scorecard? Yeah. Stumps Day 2, we trail Bangladesh by 153 runs.
Yep.
If you'd told me that 72 hours ago, I would have laughed in your face. But here we are, and credit to Bangladesh.
Yeah, they've been so good.
Been good with bat and ball. We've seen. We'll start with our innings first. 198, pretty lackluster. Steve Smith, the only guy to pass 50.
Only got to pass 30. So
yeah, good point. Good point.
I can even go further. 25.
I'll go one more. 24. Gonna get 23. Gonna get 23.
I use that 30 number because I think it was Matthew Hayden was just like, we don't need guys scoring 50s or 100s or all, but at least get 30. And I'm bringing that point up because if you look at the Bangladesh list, lots of starts, guys getting over that 30 number. But yeah, to me, it looks like an Australian team that probably hasn't played Test cricket in 8 months.
Yeah, that's about accurate, I would say. We were struggling to think before. We're like, it's the last Test we played, the Ashes, and we looked it up. Yeah,
correct. It was
no Test.
Yeah, I guess big rest period because they're playing. What did you say it was? 20 in the next
10 months.
Yeah,
we have 20 tests upcoming in the next 10 months. So for us, we're
2 a month is
yeah. It's awesome. After
it's awesome for us, but
Zero
it is a loss. It's a lot for a bunch of old fellas when you think about it. This team too, as well, with this bowling lineup. So
what makes you wonder in the Ashes, of next year, what's it going to look like? Are we going to have a Nathan Lyon going around again?
Was a lot of conversation for this Test matches. Like, do you pick Nathan Lyon? Do you get one of those younger fellas like a Todd Murphy a couple of games against Bangladesh? Before they lead into another big series, which Nathan Lyon, he's going to play a big part of that.
Yep.
Considering, yes, he has had some injuries that have caused some layoffs.
Yep.
Do you risk him? But
coming off a couple of soft tissues, isn't he? He's had calf and hamstring in the last few
But
years.
They've rolled out the top 11, though. Yeah,
I think if Nathan Lyon's healthy, you pick Nathan Lyon.
They've picked the best side. So
I agree.
But Steve Smith, I think, is maybe the only one that's been practicing with the red ball in that layoff because everyone else either threw their wicket away or was too many false shots. It was a lot.
The Cam Green one was pretty bad.
Yes.
Not a great shot. Was it a no ball? Have you guys seen the side on? It looked like a no ball.
We're talking about umpires and,
and cameras. Not enough cameras.
I need another presentation.
Where's that 1,000 frames per second from the baseball? Anyways, caveat, it was a bad shot.
Well, that's Steve Smith snick that he even said that he probably hit it. Like, anyway, rants. That aside, Bangladesh bowled really well. Yes.
Credit to Hassan Mahmood, 6 for 55 against a full strength Australian lineup in Australia.
Yep. And I'll say what Nathan Lyon didn't want to say, because if you've seen the quote, he said he didn't say the batting was bad, but they had lots of shit shots.
Yeah.
So I think the batting was bad.
I agree.
It definitely wasn't a great viewing. Steve Smith was was the best out of that, but then again, threw his own wicket away, skied one to get out at 71. It just not a good showing for guys that probably want to show a bit of form. Do you have some stats you want to go through for Steve Smith as well before I move on?
Oh, the Ricky Ponting
thing
comparison. This is weird. Someone had sent me, shout out Sam Boyden if you're listening. So comparison after 221 innings, which is where Smudge must be at the moment.
Yep.
Punter had 10,960 runs. Smudge has 10,834 runs, so 100 behind. Punter's average 86, that'd be good. 56.2. Smudge's 56.13. 46 50s, 37 tons for Punter. 45 50s, 37 tons. So exactly the same for Smudge, and 4 200s each. So close to identical. The only thing where Punter was maybe a little bit higher up is his strike rate was 6 better than Steve Smith. But Test cricket, is that the most important metric? Probably not. But identical for hundreds scored. In the same, they're both averaging 56 and within 100 runs of each other.
Yep.
Crazy.
And Ricky got to 13,000, didn't he?
So, but his average did drop towards the end of the end of his career. So that could be a deciding factor when we start.
Do you have an age on that?
Longevity.
Because it's same test.
I feel like Punter might be younger.
Well, I feel like that. Yeah,
because he might have debuted a little bit younger.
Steve had that. He came in as a bowler, so he had that kind of early period,
correct, where he wasn't batting up the order, but then also sandpaper as well, and missing 12 months.
True.
Probably.
Yeah, it's going to hurt him.
Yeah, might play at least into total catching Ricky
What
Ponting.
is total? Yes.
But he's going to presumably finish with a higher average and more hundreds. So when the best since Bradman sort of chat, which will rage on for centuries, comes down to it. I think Smudge is going to have him covered for a fair few metrics. But I'm not going to laugh you out of the room if you said punter's the best since Bradman. I think it's pretty clear who 2 and 3 are in at least Australian Test cricket
100%.
batting history. But yeah, interesting little comparison there. I thought I wasn't overly concerned when we were 4 for 100. I was like, Smudge
is still there.
Well, and Ken too, like the other guy that saved us however many times in the last 24 months. And then when Kerry got out, but Smudge was still out there, I said, we got enough guys to hang around with him. And then
they didn't hang around.
No, we did not. And we were scheduled for 198.
This bloke.
Yeah, Mahmood.
Mahmood got
6 for 55. So congrats to you, Hassan Mahmood. Bangladesh go out there, and again, still not worried. I'm going. Wait till 2 teams battle this deck.
Exactly.
Maybe it was a bit spicy yesterday, even though I didn't get to watch as much as I would have liked to. And then credit to him, Tanzid Hassan. He looked really good on the front foot. Got to watch a fair bit of him today. Only a small fella, and just anything over pitched, he was just putting it away. So it didn't matter if it was on his pads or outside off. Yeah, really good off the front foot.
It very quickly became looked like Australia was trying to find answers. And I think they got stuck in their usual mode of where we were just playing for mistakes. Because I definitely did see a graphic that they had like 300 balls not hitting the stumps and like 30 hitting.
Nearly nothing hitting the stumps.
Like, it was just like, we're just, I guess that's what they're targeting. But yeah, once a guy's kind of in, it's very hard to then get a mistake. And these guys seem to hang around. And
patience.
We're patient, yeah. If England had batted like this,
we
would have been fucked.
They played Test cricket.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. They were patient. And in a hot day in Darwin, for guys that maybe don't have, heaps of match fitness at the moment, 8 months since playing Test cricket, it was a perfectly executed game plan. It's still being perfectly executed. They finished at stumps for 6 for 351. They nearly had 2 centurions.
Yeah, well, they were after day 1, they were 1 for 96. So they're kind of set there, and then they batted all day today.
All day.
And we're going to bat some more tomorrow. Some notes out of that, Mitch Starc did take the most Test wickets by a left armour as well, with his first one in this.
Australian left armour.
I think their stat was left armour. But you can give me a caveat on that.
I reckon that's Australian left armour.
You could be right. There was a lot of talk about overrates. There was only 76 on the first day. I think day 2 was much the same. Actually, we can probably figure it out with totals. 53 there and 110 here. Quick math says that's still not enough.
I think that's left armour.
See? Don't doubt me, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's also crazy. There's no lefties in the top 10 ever. Morley, Warren, Anderson, Kumble, Broad, Lyon, McGrath, Ashwin, Walsh, Stain. Couple Dev is 11th. Mitch has the most passing Rangara Herath, the most Test wickets by a left armour, period.
Yep. So that was, was he tied, I guess? Oh, no, that probably hasn't been updated. He's got 2. He's got 2. So
he's going to get it. He's going to get it.
Yeah, he's going to get it. I'm pretty sure.
He's also going to go top 10 all time at some point.
So, yes. So Starc does that. And then, as you said, Hassan gets his ton. So he's
in his second test.
And also the first Bangladeshian to batter to register a ton on Australian soil. Yep. So pretty for, and they almost had a second one. So
and hand on your heart, who'd heard of him before yesterday?
No. Like, and looking at their form as well, they've only played 1 Test match in the same period that Australia have not. Well, actually 2, I guess technically. They've played a series against Pakistan and won both those games. Yeah. So yeah, I think Bangladesh is probably the best they've been in a long time,
which is great for Test cricket.
Yeah, 100%.
And how much do we bang on about the Big 4 and Test? And we look at obviously the West Indies and even Sri Lanka.
Even Pakistan. There's just like they're there and thereabouts, but they just outside of Pakistan don't really do too good. But then out of Bangladesh and they're kind of being competitive is good for Test cricket.
The Asian century. Shout out to the grade cricketer boys. Obviously, talk a lot about India, but Bangladesh going in the right direction. Now, there's still 3 days left of this test.
Yeah, anything can happen.
Anything could happen.
It just hasn't been looked good so far.
Well, today it was just like, where are these wickets going to come? The second new ball came out and we got 2. and Lytton Dask, who's arguably their best bat, got him cheaply. But then they hung around, even, with the new ball and, setting sun. I thought I thought there was a point, we rip in here,
get them all out.
380, something like that. But yeah, now we'd be lucky to be less than 420.
Yeah.
400. Mm-hmm. It can be hard if you're 200 runs behind. Nothing's impossible.
No, yes, nothing's impossible. But yeah, maybe a good wake up call.
Yep.
Because this is a 2 test series.
Just two.
Where they're playing the second one?
Mackay.
Mackay, cool.
Yeah.
Some interesting spots.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have this. Then we go to South Africa in October.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So it's the summer of cricket, the Southern Hemisphere summer, but it's not all the Australian summer. Yeah. But yeah, for red ball nuffies, it's actually a really cool summer. Given we're not playing England or India, there's still heaps of Test cricket, and look, we've got our work cut out for in a game that a lot of blokes probably thought, not going to be too interesting from a. We good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
We good? Potentially some technical difficulties.
I think the screen just turned off.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a cakewalk for Australia, and we've got a red hot game on our hands, so we'll see what happens.
Test one day, there 1 days there, Jimmy. So, yeah, I think you.
What are you trying to find?
He's just confirming the South Africa
the
fixtures. They're on the left there.
We've got white ball against Zimbabwe, I think, there as well,
and South Africa too, before we play the Test tour match, which is the start of
Durban, 9 October.
Yep.
Yeah, when's the start date on the Mackay one? Did I say 22nd? Yes, so it's not a big.
Stay there.
Yeah, 22nd. 22nd. So it's only a 5-day turnaround.
Yep.
All right, let's go. Summer of cricket in August. No other cricket to talk about? No. Let's talk about some.
Curry sets, fires, puts it up. Bang!
Still got it.
All right, LeBron James, he is a 76er. This was the biggest story, I think, in the NBA offseason, which has been a crazy offseason in terms of big names changing, but the biggest name of them all.
Big turnover in the NBA. There's a lot of new teams. We'll have to, when we preview stuff, really look at that. But
yeah, it's still a couple of months away.
Still months away, yeah.
This is obviously the biggest story.
Big change in the game.
We'd alluded to rumours of this, I believe, last pod, but I didn't see it happening. I thought Cleveland was probably my pick. A lot of people had Miami. A lot of people had the Warriors. And the 76ers are going to take him for dirt cheap. And he's obviously
vet minimum, I think it is.
Yeah, crazy. $4 million chump change for him a season. But he obviously
half the league's getting paid more than he is. So.
Yeah. Anyways, we saw Tom Brady do similar things to try and, he's what's millions to him now? The legacy is obviously the main thing. So chasing a ring there in Philadelphia. Some reports he might commute from New York, which is crazy. Stay away from choppers.
Well, I think he's going to take a helicopter. I think that's the plan. So
that starting 5 that they've put together of Maxey, Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown coming across, LeBron James, Joel Embiid, healthy. Going to be hard to beat. Now, that might be a big thing there, particularly with their big man.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, LeBron, that may be the one position that he can't play is center these days, although I wouldn't put it past him. So Embiid's health going to be important for that 76ers team.
Definitely.
But on paper, incredible. We've seen Maxey become an all-star in the last couple of years. We saw the breakout rookie season from VJ Edgecombe. Jaylen Brown's already a top 10 player in the NBA. And then you've got 2 former MVPs.
Yep.
We hard to beat.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The Celtics were, I think the Jaylen Brown trade, unless they...
Oh, they were unders on their end.
Yeah, unless they hit gold on their draft
compared
pick.
to other guys that got traded at the same point and
what they got.
We talked about this.
We seemed like it was a bit of a head scratcher.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think 76ers definitely got the better end of that deal for sure.
Must have been offloading his contract.
Yeah.
They've paid too many guys and they've gone.
They were paying what was that deal? They were paying $500 million or something to the starting 5. So they're like, we've got to move someone.
Interesting decision from a Celtics position. But yeah, they're going to be hard to beat. It'll be interesting to see when the season starts if they are the favourites in the East. There's still a fair few teams over in the West that say, "Hey, look, we ain't scared of you, old man."
Yeah, well, I think it makes the East more fun. It's probably the big thing out of that because we always talk about there's like 1 or 2 teams coming out of the East. Like it definitely adds another very interesting potential guy or potential team to come out of that space.
Yeah, we've also seen some historically shit East teams become really good in the last few years. You know, the Pistons topping the East. Obviously, a bit lackluster in the playoffs, but they look good. The Magic have looked good. You know, there's teams that used to be easy beats a couple of seasons ago that have drafted well and are looking good. And yeah, the East is maybe looking a bit more fun after years of West domination.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lakers story?
Yeah, they came out of the blue. They're selling the club. So I think, what's his name? It's
Josh Kushner.
So it's Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. And Bob Iger is famous for running Disney for quite a long time. So that's where he made his money. But they are going
the guys that bought?
Buying are there. So they're buying it for 12 bill from Mark Walter, who bought the team last year for 10 bill. So he makes out
$2 billion in a year.
Yeah, makes out with 2 and a bit bill for a 12-month investment.
Brisbane Roar, take note.
Yeah. I wonder what his capital gains tax is going to be like. So
probably he's never paid $1 in tax in his life.
Which is probably why the Department of Justice is looking into him. There you go. Because there is reports that Mark Walter has been investigated for some dodgy deals and loans and things.
Interesting.
So and by all accounts, he's selling the team because he needs cash.
Allegedly.
This is an alleged. This is an alleged. Sorry,
allegedly. Yeah. A cool 2 bill is makes it easier to pay back some of those loans that you might have fraudulently moved around the whole place. So yes,
allegedly.
Well, the Department of Justice is alleging this, not me. So yes, he's been looked into. So
the Department of Esky says allegedly.
Yeah, they've sold for the 12 bill. So yes, the Lakers, which is a big sale, because that's up there for American sports teams.
Not the biggest ever. Has a football team ever gone?
Because
it must be.
They just did the valuations.
So it's a hard one, because the valuation for sports teams has just skyrocketed in the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
So what people...
but you also got to think of the equivalent. The Lakers are by far the biggest franchise in the NBA. By far. I think the Warriors are close these days. I think if you go for viewership and actually the basketball audience, the Lakers as a brand are by far the biggest brand. Okay.
It is the biggest in US sport history, surpassing the Seahawks,
who sold for 9. But they did. So my point on the comparison though is the Dallas Cowboys as the biggest brand in the NFL, I think was valued at 13 bill. Of course, they haven't sold. So the Seahawks are kind of a middle franchise because Denver sold a couple of years ago for 6. They're like 9.3 or something. So they did a valuation. So if the Cowboys sold as a comparison of the biggest brand in that sport to the Lakers, that would be kind of where they're at. But yeah, at the moment, for a sale of a team, it is by far the highest for a dollar value for a team. The Warriors are valued at up to 11 billion. So let's just say the Lakers are the most valuable. Yes. Yeah. I think that's fair. Yeah, I think so. The Lakers brand. A brand's huge. Yeah. Massive in the US and it's massive globally. So, yeah. Also testament to what the Steph Curry era has done to the Golden State Warriors. Because I'm sure if you ran these numbers 10, 12 seasons ago, they wouldn't have been in the conversation. No, not at all. They're a small team. Franchise. So, yes. What else has happened? Kawhi Leonard. So, small investigation by the main man. I can't remember his name. It's Pablo something or other. Escobar. It's not Escobar. Starts with T. He's the guy that broke the story for the marketing deal with the green company. Well, I can't remember the name. That was the original.
It's like brown paper bag stuff.
The brown paper bag stuff. Yes.
Torre. Pablo Torre.
Yes.
Is that him?
Yes. He then found that they also did some other deal with the scoreboard operator for the Clipper Stadium that was also paying Leonard under the table money. So, this is all adding up to this Kawhi Leonard investigation where they're looking at this circumventing of the salary cap, which would be huge against the Clippers because it could forfeit a lot of things. But essentially, it's blocking the trade because he got traded. Not a done deal to Raptors. No, so the Raptors trade has been put on hold until the inquiry into the Clippers is concluded. So whether they get a slap on the wrist, but Pablo keeps finding things. So they definitely managed to pay Leonard extra millions around the sides, which could impact their salary cap. And the last time this happened in the league, I think it might have been Trailblazers. They lost picks. They got fined heaps. The contract got torn up. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening in the space. So yeah, the Kawhi Leonard stuff ongoing. We will see what happens out of that going forward.
I got a story here from yesterday. Toronto Raptors stalled reunion with Kawhi Leonard may finally have a finish line. There's belief in some corners of the NBA the investigation holding up Leonard's trade could be resolved within the next 6 weeks. League insider Jake Fisher reported.
Yeah, but still 6 weeks. That's
a long time.
That's not a short
that's
time.
Like the season, dude.
Yeah.
Just about starts in 6 weeks.
So yes, we don't have a decision on that, and we don't know exactly where.
That'll be a waiting game. That'll be a watch this space and see what happens. Obviously, that has been going for the people that haven't been following the story. Yeah, that news broke about some potentially dodgy deals last year. I want to say it's been,
and they found more.
Yeah.
So there's more has been surfaced, which then will ask more questions about what other dodgy deals are floating around there, potentially under the covers.
Bit of kick in the dick for the Raptors fans, isn't it? Because
Well, and
the prodigal son's coming home.
yeah, but they also traded overs for him as well, like for an old
Easy out.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard. They've
They've
been given.
Pablo Torre.
Yeah, exactly. They've been given an easy out. They could take it and just say, yeah, we're nicking the deal. Like, you can go back to the Clippers and Clippers can figure it out. So, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. And the other big news was
Russ.
Westbrook. Russ is going to retire after 18 seasons. He's in the NBA. He's top 50. He's league MVP in 2017, 9-time All-Star, 9-time All-NBA, won a gold medal, etc. Has the all-time record for triple doubles.
I was going to say, is he number one?
He is, but I think Joker's not too far away.
Yeah, I know.
But for now, he holds that record. So, could argue one of the best at his position at guard. So, he's definitely in that conversation. So
he has
10.
209 triple doubles in his career out of 1,300 games. That's crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, you're right. Joker 198. That's not going to be Russell's record
He'll break that this
for
season,
too
right?
long.
Yeah.
No. Pretty incredible career.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, what he did at OKC.
OKC.
Turning that franchise around.
Yeah. Post-COVID, he's bounced around all over the place.
Yep.
But yeah, OKC was, that was the big story for him in his career.
Yep.
NBA still a couple months away, which for us, we'll certainly keep an eye on it, but means that we will shift our focus, given that it's August coming into September, to one of our favourite sports. The NFL preseason is underway.
Oh, he broke his ankles.
So plenty to talk about in August, obviously, from an NFL standpoint. Should we start with the Hall of Fame and the
Hall of Fame guys.
inductees from 2026? So I'll read out the class of 2026 for the NFL Hall of Fame. Drew Brees, Roger Craig, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri are the 5 guys that came in last week through the Hall of Fame. Roger Craig, for those playing at home, running back from the mostly 80s into the early 90s. San Francisco guy for the most part of his career, had 8,000 odd rushing yards, 56 rushing touchdowns. A little bit of a surprise, I think, when we were looking at the list. I had no arguments, I don't think, with Drew Brees or Larry Fitzgerald, boys. I think, first ballot, they were pretty much shoo-ins. You thought that Luke Kuechly needed to wait, do his time.
Just salty because of Terrell Davis and the whole rhetoric about his Hall of Fame nomination for a long time was his career wasn't long enough. The length of the career. And Luke Kuechly played 8 seasons, which I think is the same as Terrell. But
TD won 2 Super Bowls.
2 Super Bowls, was a Super Bowl MVP, had the league rushing, led the league in rushing as well, over 2,000. So, a lot to his name. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame now, but he had to wait 11 years to get there, whereas Luke is in his second.
You know what will make you fucking cry?
What?
He's younger than us.
Yes. We shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. Needs to do his time.
Need to do his time.
Yeah. Like, I guess for his generation, yes, one of the best linebackers at that position, one of the smartest blokes to play linebacker. But yeah,
he was a 99 in Madden for multiple seasons.
Yes,
wasn't he?
exactly. Yeah.
But
if you look at accolades and you stack him up against some of the other inside linebackers that are there, like you can have that conversation that he probably didn't do enough yet.
Yep.
But for the bloke he is, for the concussions he had and all that through that period, like I can't doubt it. Like he's definitely one of the all timers to play the game.
He made 100 tackles at least every season that he played, including 2016 when he was a little bit banged up. He only played 10 games that season, still registered 102 tackles, finished with 1,092 tackles through 8 seasons, which is pretty obscene. Obviously, when you talk about prototypical inside linebackers, sideline to sideline, chasing down ball carriers, high football IQ, physical specimen, I think it's probably fair enough. But yeah, I can certainly see the argument for other people. Yes, he's a Hall of Famer. He's just got to wait a little bit longer is probably the rhetoric from some guys. But yeah, Breeze and Larry Fitzgerald, certainly no questions asked, I don't think, on either of their credentials.
Yeah, I guess he does end up at 17 on the list for total tackles there.
From 8 seasons.
From 8 seasons. So yeah, you can put it there. But you look at a guy like Ray Lewis who played 20, he's 2000. So
yeah.
And you look at some of the other inside linebackers, I guess. I've gone all the way over here to get to this number.
Top scroll bar.
And Luke Kuechly here. I'm just getting that so everyone can see that number. These guys played a long time. So
quality, not quantity, maybe. Is the reasoning there?
I'm happy they're doing it. Just follow that through for everyone else.
What about Vinatieri getting kickers in there?
Well, I think that's fine because if Vinatieri, I think,
but arguably the best kicker of all time.
Well, he also has that stat where he has the most. What do they call it?
Field goals.
No. He had them. Well, he had the most scores that led to game wins.
Yes,
of a cricketer. He had
he's the all-time leader in career points.
Yeah. There's also that
and field goals.
Field goals. Yeah. I think he had like 41 winning field goals as well.
Walk-off field goals.
Exactly. Like field goals that won games.
Game-winning
field goals,
yeah.
which was the most. Yeah, that's what I was going for. Game-winning score involvements. What do you want to? But yes, so yeah, I think that's fair. And Breeze and Fitzgerald, like their careers.
No arguments on either of those two.
All time. So yes.
Yeah. That's the inductees, the Hall of Fame game. I didn't see it. Have you seen any of the actual footage?
Watching some of the preseason? Yeah. Well, Carson Beck out of that looked pretty good for the Cards.
Yep.
Did get a rib injury, didn't play today. Some other quarterbacks, starting to look good. That Steelers guy, Drew Allah. Yeah.
Praise be.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. He scored 3 touchdowns. Passed for 3 touchdowns. Jeremiah Love's getting some comparison to Adrian Peterson out of this game too. He had like 50 yards in his debut. So it's week 1. A lot of the teams only run like a series of starters or don't start starters at all. So not a lot there, but a lot of young fellas, a lot of interest in some of the rooks getting some game time. So yeah, it was been interesting. So that was the game, of course, today.
Any chance we've got a positional battle here at Arizona with Gardner Minshew playing the way that he played? He's 14 of 16 for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Well, I think they've
Brissett also pretty good.
I think they've paid Brissett to start, but then Carlson Beck with his game last week, I kind of entered that conversation of like, do we turn the team or a shit team? Do we turn it over to a rookie versus some 2 old vets that probably aren't going to be here in a year or 2? So yeah,
that to me would suggest you start with one of the old guys, see how they're going, and week 5, week 6, that might be the rooks.
100%.
Rooks time.
Exactly. So
That's it. Yeah.
He's an older rookie as well, isn't he, Carson Beck? I feel like he's 25 or something.
Oh, it might not be that old, but he did play 5-ish seasons. He's 24, turning 25 in November. But yes, he did play 5 years in college. So, and he did tail up second stringers, etc., as you'd expect for a guy that's played as much college football as he has. So, yes.
Still the NFL, and it's preseason, but go in there in your first.
Everybody's talented.
Yeah. it's interesting. It's an interesting quarterback room because there'll be some discussion around that one moving forward.
What else happened? Darren Waller signed to the Panthers, so see how he fits into their group. A lot of RBs got paid. All the top guys got paid, and big deals too.
Big money.
Big money.
Yeah.
So Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, and Bijan Robertson all got paid big money. Which who was at the top before that? I think Saquon or maybe CMC. And they've all leapfrogged that, of course. So
This stupid thing
that's gone all the way back.
Yeah.
You need active deals. That's contract history. It's clear.
That's career innings, highest paid.
You put history in there. Just get rid of history and you'll be sweet. Jimmy might beat you to it.
That's why it's the best in the business.
Yes. So they all got paid. Kyler Murray
there you go.
was named the.
See if you can screenshot that.
Yeah, you switch that. Yep. So.
That puts into perspective how crazy Jeremiah Love's rookie deal is.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's where you pick a dude in the top 5, you're going to be paying him big money, which
That's
is why
crazy.
running backs generally don't go that high. So yes, Jonathan Taylor got a big extension.
That
So-
A-chain deal's all recent as well, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, and then Gibbs and Robertson got coming off their rookie deals. So
You
they
love
got
to see
big
it. The guys that, do
Yeah.
hard work and take big contact, finally getting a little bit of
Yeah, well, it
recognition.
was. I think it was 2-3 years ago, maybe that everyone
undervalued,
they
weren't
were
they?
everyone super undervalued. There was like, how are we going to get paid?
Mm.
They had the big conversations, etc. But I think probably Saquon, kind of carrying an Eagles team to a Super Bowl, enter them back in the conversation as like, hey, running backs like these top tier dudes can change your football team, so we should pay them accordingly. And that's why you see these guys that are
everyone else benefiting from it.
Yeah, it's the top tier dudes that are benefiting from it the most.
Yeah.
Yes. And what was I saying? Kyler Murray, he was named starter at Minnesota, so JJ McCarthy's time might be done there. We'll see. And that's NFL news.
We, I think, are going to do a standalone NFL podcast in a couple of weeks' time.
Yep.
Obviously, big fantasy nerds. Been in the same league together for, over a decade, isn't it?
Yes.
Might be
Yeah.
13, 14. years.
2012.
There you go, 14
years.
seasons. But, yeah, obviously this time of the year, good for fantasy nerds in terms of keeping an eye on preseason and, trying to start scoping out rookies and, sleepers and all the guys that you want to have a crack at in a couple of weeks' time when you draft. If you're drafting this weekend, you're an idiot. Don't do it.
Bro,
Don't do it just yet.
I haven't put in the note the amount of ACLs and injuries from training camp. The amount of guys getting hurt is big.
This is why.
So yeah, I would
Do not draft this weekend.
wait until week 1, like the week before week 1.
Yeah.
That's where you draft.
You got to make it spicy.
If it's a dynasty and your first time in the year,
Redraft league.
but any redraft, I think you should be waiting up until the end of August, which is why we'll time our next ep around then.
Yep.
So don't draft too early. Just wait. See how the preseason unfolds, and we will talk NFL only in a couple of weeks, and specifically NFL fantasy.
Yeah. I think that just leads us in the final round.
Yeah, let's
There's
do-
no F1 really to cover because of the summer break.
Cristiano Ronaldo is officiating the
UFC.
final round.
He
Hit the
is.
wrong button. Apologies, listeners at home. UFC 330 is this Sunday.
Yep.
We have 2 title fights with the men's welterweight Islam Makhachev taking on Ian Mikado Gary, but also the women's strawweight with Mackenzie Dern trying to defend her title against Gillian Robertson. 329 had occurred since our last pod, isn't it? Because we were talking about
We previewed it on the last one.
how excited we were about the return of Conor McGregor, and it was a bit of a flop, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Connor injured his knee.
Yeah, throwing the kick on the
I
very start of the.
think they said MCL. Everyone was worried for ACL. There's been some.
I don't know what the hell's happened with this.
Yeah, there's been some
It stinks. There's a whole lot of conspiracy stuff, and was he hurt? Leading into it, it looked like when he was taking his shoe off, there was discomfort.
But then there's video of him throwing that kick in warm-ups too. And the octagon was maybe a little wet and slippery, and he hurt himself. Whether he had a I don't know, strain or something, and it ended in a full rupture. But then post that, Yeah, he was lifting weights and things, whether that was like pre-surgery, strength in the area before you.
Which you can do.
Which
you
we
can
can
do
do.
that. Brace on it.
Yeah, but asked a lot of questions about that. He was walking around. He looked kind of fine. But then again, maybe if it's MCL and the ACL is fine. He's had the surgery now, so he's had a surgery.
So that to me would suggest a multi-ligament injury with a partial tear of the MCL. Yeah. Okay, and from a physio standpoint, this is often happens if you've ruptured your ACL, you've had a meniscus, which has been confirmed, but you've partially torn your MCL, chucking it in a brace, letting the swelling settle, letting your MCL heal, and then having surgery a couple of weeks later is often done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which lines up with the scenario.
Correct.
With the timeline that Connor's been in.
Our AI, articles is picking up, confirmed ACL and meniscus. Okay. So that, kind of fits. Lots of people saying, I think it's an ACL, I think it's a meniscus. You can do both at the same time.
Yes.
Okay. So, that's what he's had operated on. Then I suppose we're speculating that maybe there's a partial MCL. I'm speculating that there's a partial MCL that they've waited for that to settle down.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Famously, I think it was against Chad Mendes, did his ACL and fought through that.
Seen all kinds of crazy shit in the NRL.
Exactly, but also that was like 10 years ago. So
Carlos Ulberg, is a couple months ago, ruptured his ACL and had the knockout. So there are weird things that can happen with adrenaline. Yeah. But obviously,
he's still, I think, got one fight left on his deal. So I think he's trying to come back next year to finish that out. And whether Holloway and that runs it back, I don't know. But it's just an unfortunate end. And I want to go back to UFC 330 because we do have these two fights there. The rest of the card is not a lot of big names like Edson Boza is on it, but it is it
drops off, doesn't it?
Well, I think the UFC is kind of entering an era of they're struggling for high-level talent, and Conor McGregor kind of showed that with, the hype for that card and the big letdown that their champions at the moment have been turned over a fair bit. Massive turnover outside of like Volk. And Volk is in a smaller weight division. So all these bigger divisions, the heavyweight division's been on hold for forever. And they just don't have the megastar to build behind that they've had in the past across the division. So, and I guess we're in that flux period where we're now rotating over a whole bunch of champions. And same in the girls. So it's just like, I think these cards in hindsight in the future might be excellent, but in the present where we're like, well, Islam's probably the pound for pound and could get, win this answers GOAT chat, definitely.
Too early.
Oh, yeah. Is that, second weight class? He's come up. He's got the belt in 2. He's defended titles 10 times, I think. So
I might be biased as an Australian, but too early.
Yeah, probably lost to Volk. But, but he's coming up against Gary, who's, where's he ranked? Like he's, I don't think he's ranked 1, but he's one of those guys that they're kind of trying to fast track into this conversation because he is a marketable talent. So,
not a bad record.
Not a bad record. Islam's not a big dude to market against. Like he's a dominant fighter, but he's not your TV presenter.
He's ranked 2.
He's
so
ranked 2.
Only Carlos Prado's above him.
Yeah, but he, compared to like what the character that is Conor. There just isn't that dude carrying the UFC at the moment. I think it's going to be a good card. I think the fights will be fun. I think Islam's probably going to be too good for him, but we will see.
I think Mackenzie Dern's going to get the job done against Gillian Robertson. She's a pretty handy fighter.
I think so. It's hard.
She's on a 3-fight win streak. But this is first title defense, I believe, for her.
Yeah, and it's hard because she's kind of not the lateral champion for this because Whaley, of course, vacated and went up, and Whaley's very dominant in this. So I think she's good enough to win this, but I just don't have the confidence to say that she's a dominant champion like the others.
Hasn't proven it just yet.
Yes, so. Which
is weird to say about a UFC champ, but you're right. That whenever someone vacates and you go in off a 3-fight win streak, not a 10-fight win streak.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's maybe leaves a little bit more to be proved, I suppose. I don't know much about Gillian Robinson. She's coming off a 5-fight win streak.
Waterson's the only one I noticed in that list.
2 of them by knockouts and 3 by decision. So it'll be interesting to see what she's got. She's slightly younger than Dern as well.
So that's UFC. So nothing. If we transition to F1, nothing really happened. They're in the summer break.
Summer break at the moment.
Actually, there's not a lot. Jimmy, if I click on this, not a huge amount to talk about. We can just quickly show where we're at the midway point after Hungary. Kimi finished 3rd in that race. He's got a decent lead to Hamilton and Russell, who are Ferrari Mercedes, chasing behind him. Lando Norris did win that race to kind of get them back into conversation for McLaren there at 128, but still a fair way back. So, yeah, I don't want to say it's a 3-horse race at the moment, but let's just say Kimi's well out in front, and there's a big pack of chasers at the moment. So it's been a pretty competitive F1, though the racing maybe hasn't been as spectacular for the power situation with the go fast buttons and all the electrical engine stuff that's played into it. Historically, Spa, which is Belgium, is a very fast track, and I think they were like 3 seconds a lap slower overall this year because they just don't have the top end speed and can't maintain it for long enough with the power unit. So, all technical stuff that they're going to figure out, I think, post this year. But it's an interesting power year, which is kind of, I guess, leveled the playing field a little bit. But Kimi is still well out in front. And that's, I think they've got another, just going to just tell me straight away,
towards the end
another
of this month,
2 weeks until the 23rd in the summer break before they go to the Netherlands.
They got this is a geography nerd pick up here. The wrong flag there for Bahrain.
Because it's probably
Are they holding it in Malaysia?
Malaysia, yeah.
Yes, they're holding the Bahrain Grand Prix
in Malaysia this year.
Yes, because this was the one that
So
was cancelled
East
up here, if you remember. So Malaysia has an F1 course, hasn't been there in quite a while. Has been ponied up the bucks to fill in because everyone's thinking that's not good. That situation is not going to resolve itself this season. So
boycott everything.
Yes. So they've moved into we'll pony up some cash and they'll go to Malaysia for that one.
I mean, I
But
think
still
logistically that
finish
makes a sense.
In
that makes
Qatar
sense.
and Abu Dhabi.
Potentially, they're hoping. Again,
Yeah.
this is the end of the year. This is November, I think. They haven't even got them scheduled there, I don't think, at the moment. But
Just in time for the US midterms.
Politics aside, I just want fuel to be $1.80 a litre by then. So let's sort it out, please.
So that's the F1 picture. Not a huge amount of news so far in the summer period. I think Cadillac changed their CEO. That's about it. But nothing in the racing space, nothing in news for driver positions, driver swaps, etc. at this stage.
Thank you for the summer break update there in the F1. Be looking forward to when they resume. What, next weekend? A couple of weeks?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks' time.
2 weekends' time.
This is On The Esky. We like to talk about sport.
Clearly, if you listen to the last 2 hours.
Obviously Australian-based, if you can't tell
Yeah.
from our accents, but also like US and world sport. And speaking of, we're going to do that NFL pod in a couple of weeks' time, previewing the NFL fantasy players to take at quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, maybe even sneak a little bit of chat about other positions in there, but
Kickers?
if you want. If you want. So tune into that in a couple of weeks' time, and then, we'll just resume sort of general chit-chat going into footy finals in September.
So South did win that game. Johnson didn't score any more tries, so he's still two behind. And I'll get an update in the AFL.
Yeah, how's that looking?
With a couple minutes ago, with the Dockers in front by a goal.
Can you check that on the telly? Let's watch the end of the end of that. We'll see you in a couple of weeks' time for an NFL pod, and then we'll be talking all things footy finals. The pod after that. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Enjoy your sports viewing. We'll catch you in a couple of weeks' time.
Let me do this best. Bye.
Bye.